on level 7 of Undermountain. Whoops, just almost destroyed your character there, Scamp, accidentally. Your character sheet folder. I almost unraveled it. Oh, well, I did destroy it, but I was moving things around when I didn't mean to be. So, level 7, Madgoth's Castle. Deep in this underground cavern, you'd found a group of stone giants living here, and they didn't seem too happy to meet you guys. When you did sort of encounter them, you were met with pretty much one of them trying to attack you all. You learned that it was a little bit of a misunderstanding, and you spoke to Speliosa, the mother stone giant. She believes that you guys have been playing tricks on them, which you later learned was actually Otto, the fairy dragon, that's been playing tricks on them. So you try to find Otto, and it led you to this mithril spindle, atop of which is hovering a magic castle that shrinks down any creatures that come near it, except for, well, fairy dragons and homunculi. You guys had made your way through the different levels of this castle, and at first you'd encountered the homunculus, and the homunculus sort of, you could tell that it didn't like the fairy dragon, and wanted you to destroy the fairy dragon. You guys seemed inclined to do that, and you continue to make your way up the second and third level of the castle, encountering a few denizens as you've gone. Not before running into Otto, who has been playing tricks on everyone as they've been making their way through. And when you finally met with Otto, he told you that this castle belongs to an evil wizard, and that the homunculus is just an embodiment of that evil. And the wizard, he's no good. This castle's Otto's. Otto found it. It's empty, so it's his. You guys didn't really sort of feel Otto's vibe with that, but it turned out that you guys ended up getting into a fight with the homunculus and destroying it, leaving Otto to somewhat claim the castle. However, you also managed to convince him to sort of collect his stuff and leave. Scamp told him of this beautiful elven glade in level 5. And he seems quite happy to move on there, because Madgoth is sort of just out at the moment. And it wouldn't be very nice if Madgoth the Lich had come home when you guys were here in Madgoth's home. So we ended the session with this long drawn out fight between the homunculus, with Otto sort of flying around, these animated swords that would appear from the courtyard. People going up and down different levels. Meanwhile, Bro and Nox had been magically incapacitated by Otto. But at the end of the day, everyone is alive and well. Nox is a little bit sore, and Scamp is not feeling too well. Roland and Scamp are still poisoned. And Pavel, you've got to fly on for another good few minutes from Tirolian. And you guys are currently on the second level. This is the nice sort of lacquered wooden floors, comfy couches and ottomans, nice purple rugs lining the floor, and a variety of different guest rooms. I just put you guys all together. So yeah, Nox and Brew, you guys were just unconscious last session. You have now woken up, and they can explain to you what has happened, but you've pretty much just opened your eyes at this exact moment now. You see this giant fairy dragon. It's 12 foot tall, much bigger than the little dragonfly size one that you'd heard of or seen of earlier, hovering over you, and also your other allies here as well.
You also have costumes on.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Brew has a tutu on, I believe, and a top hat. I think Nox just got a mustache drawn on him, I think.
He has black eyeliner and black eyeliner.
Yeah.
And I put his
cool
hair
emo.
down over one eye.
We made you super goth.
It sounds more like emo, but sure. I'll take it.
It's Gemo.
Brew is Well, I had a dream. I think Tempest turned me into a princess.
Surely did.
Huh?
That tracks.
I'm a princess. And he smiles at you with like stuff in his teeth, I think.
Oh.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Right. When everything calms down, Otto is sort of flying around gleefully and clapping. Oh, goody, 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 goody! The Homonculus is dead! Does that mean that the castle's mine now?
No, it
No!
means you can get your stuff and get out.
But that was before the Homonculus was destroyed. Now that it's well and truly gone, I do like that finishing fireball maneuver, by the way, Roland. Now that it's gone, well, finders keepers. Surely, there's nothing to stop me from claiming this castle.
I press my rapier tip to his throat, take your crap, and go.
Do you feel that cold air? I feel something very cold against my neck, and something telling me to go. Perhaps this is Sylvanas. Sylvanas has come to me. Yes, I
Yes.
can hear her sweet, soothing tone now, threatening to kill me if I don't go. Wait, I don't think that's not Sylvanas, is it?
Maybe.
I mean, as long as you don't play tricks on the giants, I don't personally care if you stay here, but there will be a lich coming back at some point who will kill you if you are here.
Well, you know what they say about liches.
No, I don't.
Let me guess. They get stitches.
No, liches be bitches. That's what I always say.
Well, you're an idiot. I would like
Thank
to
you.
go down and tell the...
Do you mean that in like a jokester sort of way?
Sure. Would you please go down and tell the giants that you're the one that has been playing tricks on them?
Oh, no. I cannot tell the giants that. They'll throw rocks at me. Oh, you are a persistent bunch. You know what? I never much liked the decor in this place. Fine. After all we've been through, I shall respect your wishes. Besides, that forest sounds very nice. I'll be upstairs collecting my things. And he flies off upstairs.
Thank God. Thank God, actually.
Thank God.
Which-
Good one.
Upstairs, that level is actually the only level that we haven't fully explored. So, I don't know what all's up there, or if we want to bother with it. You guys.
Alright, 10-minute spells. Well, Fly would have worn off about now. Pavel. Scamp and roll, and you're still feeling a bit sickly.
Pardon me, but I will say that one of the last things I can recall is that we found a library with some ancient arcane lore, if I do recall. Was that anything of note, or do we need to just pay it no mind?
It was a list. The most noticeable book in there was basically a list of all the different wizards out there and their current status, such as dead or a lich or banished to the astral plane, things like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's handy to have. Especially if you're going to consolidate power or look for allies, but yeah, fair enough. I defer to you as I don't know, and as he's talking, I'm slowly doing the like blowing the hair past the eye. What has happened to this? Why?
Roland keeps a straight face about it.
It must have been the dragon.
It must have been the dragon, definitely.
Had to have been.
Well then, for
I
the
don't
sake
think
of
we
argument,
added the mustache. We added all the other makeup. I think it was a dragon that did the mustache.
what mustache?
Oh no.
He just like wipes his he like just wipes above his face and obviously smears whatever that is. It's just like, qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Snaps his fingers, presses it, it's gone.
Oh. I rather
Oh no, the guy liner is still there, just not the not the
Ah.
mustache. To be fair, Nox is someone who'd wear eyeliner anyways.
You just got this big black smear of ink all over your face now, Nox.
That's what presentation's for.
You have to be able to see it.
You prestigitate a few bits of it. Some of it's still sort of stained quite a lot though, and
Of
just
course.
looks a bit janky. You get it out with some nice soap.
Ah, you've ruined it. So do we want to go downstairs and just leave this place, or do we want to continue exploring upstairs?
Well, I guess it's a matter of we think it's worth our troubles, or we think we're going to strike out.
Well, the thing is that we've already found 2 gates here. One on the first level and one on the second. I'm thinking that if the trend continues, we'll possibly find another on the third, and it will be good to know where it is at least. If maybe not know exactly where it leads at the moment.
That is a good point.
I can agree with that.
But I do want to go up the stairs on the eastern side, so we don't. Maybe we don't run into Otto. I would rather not talk to him anymore.
That is also fair.
That is very understandable.
Alright, upstairs it is. You leave this finally appointed level, and you arrive at the 3rd level, which the floors are made from these beautiful, glistening, smooth, sort of marbled gemstones. Everything sort of glistens and glimmers. And you arrive at the landing, and you sort of spill out into the hallway. And you're over here now. You can see through one of these crystal barred windows just a black abyss outside. Immediately to your south there is an adamantine door.
Have the doors typically been locked, or are they fairly open?
The only ones that we've come across that have been were in the courtyard.
Speaking of which, don't cast spells in the courtyard.
Yes, please don't.
So these doors
Always
in the
check that.
castle, they're made of adamantine, and they have been set with these little glass panes. Very ornate looking. One of the glass panes has been shattered. Looks like someone's punched a hole through one of them. They're up at about head height.
Those are traps.
That's what scares me.
You can hear some rummaging around as Otto's room is quite close. You can hear him sort of murmuring to himself.
He just has a bunch of random junk in there.
We want to open this door?
Alright, Scamp, step back. I'll open it. I'll take the brunt of it. Oh, never mind.
Alright,
I'll open doors.
the door is locked and the handle does not turn.
Wait. I'd like to check for traps.
You can make a perception check. You can actually see through the door if you want as well, through the broken glass pane.
You reach through the glass and unlock it.
You could.
Do that in a bit.
There's some flapping from beyond the door and some little sort of supersonic squeaks. You look in there and you see 2 little bats flying around in an otherwise empty room.
Can I identify the bats?
They are... Make a nature check. They are bats.
I'll open the door. From
You're-
through the
You can make a sleight of hand check, Pavel. There is a lot of sharp glass. You could risk cutting your arm, maybe quite badly.
Don't cut yourself, Pavel.
And you really have to sort of stand up on your tiptoes to reach down to get to the door handle.
I don't want to cut myself. Hey, Dagger, can you open this door for me, please? 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 And make sure there's no traps.
Maybe Nox will want to cut himself.
I don't know if my black heart can handle this kind of emotional pressure. I'm not okay, okay?
Alright, do you take a look at the lock, Dagger? It's a pretty standard locking mechanism. You think you'll be able to make quick work of it?
Okie dokie. I just have to get to that on my sheet.
And you do.
Ooh.
You just look at the lock and it opens. The lock gets scared of you. And you literally just stick the thief tools in and you just run it straight through the locking mechanism, and all 4 pins just completely detach from the clasp. And you look inside and there is these 2 bats just rapidly flapping around in this room. The second you step into the room, Brew and Pavel, the bats transform into much larger flying creatures. They have green
God damn
skin,
it.
multiple horns jutting out the top of their head. They're larger than an ogre. Each one carries a wicked looking axe in its hand. It has this almost sort of reptilian looking skin, and they're both some foul fiends. They just transform from these bats into these creatures mid-flight, and they, like, almost as if it's their second nature. These foul fiends come in with these massive cleaving axes. They come, like, out of the transformation, like, swinging these axes, like an instinct to just inflict pain upon you. And let's roll initiative. There are 2 of them. They look identical.
Pavel, Tempest has blessed us with a battle.
And as Gon's hand, I will assist Tempest in death.
I don't know what these things are.
You're up first, Brew. You do notice when you look around, there is a glass panel sort of set into a wooden frame. And there's a tiny little metal plaque on the panel saying something as well. You need to be next to it to read it. It's right here.
And would it take an action to read?
I don't know, Brew. For you, it might. No, it does not take an action to read.
Might be a ritual cast for Brew.
I'd say it's illiterate.
That's a good question. Intelligence 8. Okay.
Only picture books.
First thing Brew will do is step over here and hit this thing in the face. Attempt to hit it in the face with.
That's a hit. Alright, you feel the shield pretty much bounce off of it. It resists the attack greatly.
Huh. Alright, I'll bonus action attempt to.
Alright, you try to grab the fiend on the arm. And you do. You grab its arm. It's grappled.
Then I will move closer to that thing and read it.
All right. You grab the devil by the arm and just sort of hold it there while you just take a look over. And you're like trying to read it, where you're like, break glass in case of emergency.
Hey, Pavel, do you see any emergencies around here?
What's an emergency?
I think it must be these things. These are emergencies.
Let's kill the emergencies!
Oh,
And for an action, I will Brew will headbutt this thing. See if that does.
And there is a piece of paper inside behind the glass pane with some fancy writing on it that you can't understand. It's like a scroll.
Okay. Well, Brew will still just try to headbutt this thing. Pretty sure it's not gonna do it.
And your head just bounces straight off.
Alright. I'll just stop there and wait for someone who wants to look at the scroll. Hey, Nox! There's paper in here!
Scamp.
I'll step there so that I can target this guy down here. I'll try and hit him with a produce flame.
That is a crit.
Nice.
Alright, you lob a ball of fire over. Direct hit, it sort of hits the fiend in the face. And the fire sort of crackles around it on impact. And it sort of shakes its head around a little bit, and it's not really too scorched at all. It resists.
We're getting all the 20s because it's 2020.
Swish.
I'm gonna hide because I am low on life and I have very few spells left. I'm gonna pretend to be Dagger.
Alright, the Nikoloth, as it comes out of bat form, it's just got this gigantic axe that it starts swinging, and it swings it at you, Pavel. And it misses with a massive cleave. As it does that, it comes in with a claw and attempts to claw you. And it hits. Alright, when it claws across your flesh, Pavel, you feel this horrible burn. You need to make a Constitution save.
I know what this is.
I hope you do, because it literally says it right there.
I'm in from a different campaign. But yeah.
Okay. Alright, yeah, the wound begins to weep. And so you hit for the 14 slashing damage. And at the start of every turn, you'll take another 2d4 slashing damage due to the fiendish wound. And each time you're hit, the damage increases by 2d4. Someone can staunch the wound with a medicine check. Or if you get magical healing, the wound will also be staunched. And then the Nikoloth is going to try and break a bit of line of sight. And it's going to move over here. End its turn there. Sort of just leaping from spot to spot. Dagger.
Okay. From here. Stabby stab.
That's a hit.
Ooh.
Crit. Let me just check their senses. Should be a crit. Actually, he hasn't gone anyway, so yeah. You have advantage due to your assassin trait. And you act quickly, Dagger, and as he comes out of bat form, you leap forward and just jam the rapier straight into his torso. And that's 56 damage. You pull the rapier out and he sort of turns to you as you become visible and just lets out this unexpected roar of agony. And he starts murmuring in abyssal as he grabs the wound.
Much stats to you too.
Yeah.
Disengage.
Does not look too pleased with you, Dagger.
I'm gonna do some big over here.
Nice hit.
No.
Okay, I going to come to here. Oh, hi. They're not that close together. So they're on the ground right now, correct?
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of room for them to actually sort of fly around in this room because the ceiling's like 20 feet high.
Okay. Cool. I will. I'll twin a firebolt at them both.
Okay.
So, first one to the one next to Pavel.
That
Second one at
is
the other
a
one.
miss. The firebolt does not get through his flesh, but the crit does. Alright, the firebolt explodes in his face, crits all around, and it still hurts him pretty badly despite him resisting it. And he just sort of roars as flesh is melted off of his face. Ichor just drips down. The Nikoloth moves forward, and it's going to actually cast a spell. Mirror image, and there are now 4 Nikoloths where that one was. And it sort of looks around to see who else is out in the hallway, and it ends its turn there. There are 3 mirror images and 1 real Nikoloth. Rolling.
Would it be able to move with Brew grapple in it?
Oh yeah, sorry, it doesn't move. But it tries to.
Yeah. It doesn't really affect my turn, I was just wondering. 15. I'm going to viciously mock the one that Brew's grappling.
Alright, it has advantage due to magic resistance.
Okay.
But it fails. And you can see it just...
3 more of you, but 10 times as ugly. I didn't think that was possible.
it winces in pain and keeps on dribbling in abyssal...
And I'm out of bardic inspirations and everything else, so that's bad.
Pavel, you're going to take a little bit of damage. 6 piercing damage at the start of your turn.
Damn, that cut deep. Gotta start shooting at this guy.
First cut is the deepest.
And that is a direct hit. You draw the pistol, poof, and blow a chunk through a wing. Ichor starts to drip down it.
Gonna keep shooting.
You go to take another shot, and it sort of just spins itself to the side, and the bullet just bounces straight off of its back. Miss.
Bonus detection.
And another shot bounces off of its leathery flesh.
And still bleeding. Yeah, I'll stay here, and I'll end my turn.
Brr.
I will attempt to shove this thing prone.
Alright, you pick it up and slam it down onto the ground prone.
And I think I'll actually just sort of drag it over here. Yeah, I think that'll work.
Scamp.
I'm gonna hop out real quick. Do I have... Is that one that Brew's grappling in the doorway?
3/4 cover.
I'm gonna frostbite it. If I can.
Yep. A little icy whirlwind starts to form around Gorgoz, and with advantage he makes a con save.
Amazing
And,
rolls.
Yeah, it does not affect him very well at all. In fact, well, it doesn't even affect him.
And then I'm gonna throw 3 of my Fey Energy dice onto Pavel.
Thank you.
So you will heal 9 plus 3 temporary hit points.
The fiend looks over at you, Scamp, as the magical wound seals up, and just starts
Hide.
yelling at you in Abyssal some more.
I am not here.
It will cast Mirror Image and end its turn over here. And there are 3 shimmering Nikoloths mimicking the original one's movements. Dagger.
Okay, I will come over here. And I will attempt to stab the one he has prone.
Okay, you have advantage. And do you have blind sight? You got the blind sight dagger, right?
She did last time I checked.
Yeah.
Yep, so you ignore the mirror images as well, and that is a direct hit. Well, it's a direct hit easily.
It's got some bad luck.
And the fiend seems shocked. He's just sort of swearing vile epithets to you, and he's seriously injured. Blood is just bursting out of these wounds.
Disengage. Back.
Nox.
Did she move?
Yeah, didn't
She were-
see it. She's over here.
No, she's still in the same spot on my screen. So I just wanted to make sure. I was like, wait, what's going on? Cool. Then I will move to there.
You can share my spot. I'll hug you.
I figured.
Alright, you grab
Touch.
the Nikoloth, and this is for its mirror image. It you hit the wrong one. The mirror image is destroyed. It was just enough.
Boo. All right. Cool. Then, he's gonna take an attack of opportunity, isn't he? Fuck it.
Disadvantage.
I will kind of scoot on back towards Scamp over.
He will take an almighty swing with a claw at you at disadvantage. And it hits.
Oh!
He just leaps forward and drags that claw down your back. You're sort of thrown forward and you stumble over with this terrible weeping wound. Nox, make a Constitution save. Alright, you actually resist it and you're okay. You're not fiendishly wounded. Alright, this creature is going to teleport and it appears behind Roland, disappearing from your grip, Brew. The fiend appears behind you, Roland, and just sort of you see him disappear from Brew's hand, and then you just hear this like this bestial growl, and it starts speaking to you in Infernal. I can smell the fiend in you. will feel the wrath of mad goths, guards. And before he even gets up, he sweeps a claw up at you at disadvantage, Roland. And make a Constitution save. He hits you for 13 slashing damage. He then leaps to his feet.
Man, he can teleport and use his claws. That sucks. Yep, figure that was happening.
Start bleeding badly with one of these infernal wounds. He leaps to his feet, and then with his wings, he backs up another 30 feet down the hallway to the west. Rolling.
See, it's at times like these where I wish that I had an actual weapon, but even if it wouldn't be able to hurt him very badly, I guess that takes some bleeding damage.
6 points.
Okay. Alright, I will call out down the hallway after him. Good lord, I can smell you too, and it's awful. Even worse than you look.
And he sort of shakes his head around a little bit more, and can tell he's not in a good way. Taking another 8 psychic damage.
I will.
We scared him away from us.
Want to move into here because no. Where's this glass?
It's
you were
here.
talking about?
It's like right around the corner to your left.
Okay.
Or
I'll look at it as soon as I can. Can I, with my interact with objects, would I be able to like lift the glass or something, or am I not?
Says it's doesn't look like it can be lifted. It's just a framed scroll pressed behind a flat sheet of glass. Says break glass in case of emergency.
Oh, I'd say this constitutes an emergency, but I'm gonna assume that I can't.
You can use your interactor object and smash it. You'll have to grab it next turn though.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, you just punch it and you take 1 point of piercing damage.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
you just smash
amazed
it.
I can even break the glass.
Yeah, it's not too hard. You you just remember your elven training and it comes to you naturally.
I might have actually gotten a little elven training. I mean, my mentor was an Eladrin. Yep, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, you take a look at the scroll, Roland. It's definitely arcane. You'll have to sort of investigate it to see what spell it is. Powerful.
Can I shoot the monster in front?
Alright, this is for the mirror image. And you hit one of the mirror images, destroying it.
Again.
Another mirror image is taken out.
One more time.
And this time you hit the Nikoloth. And the bullet just sort of sinks into him, creating a minor wound.
And then my turn. At least stick down those mirror images.
Brew.
I'll draw an adamantine war pick and swing recklessly at the one right.
That is a... Oh, actually, mirror image. He still has one left. And you swing and... let's see what his dex is. All right, you hit the mirror image. And you destroy the last one.
I'll swing it again.
That hits. And the mirror image... the adamantine war pick, it doesn't so much actually pierce him. It more just sort of bludgeons him as he resists, taking 3 damage.
Rolling these emergencies they're tough to kill.
Pretty sure that's not what they're called, Brew, but I would agree with that assessment, yes.
Scamp.
I am going to. How far is he away? 60 feet.
65.
I'm gonna cast
from that
frost.
position.
So
You gotta be there.
I'll cast frostbite on him. The low on health one. My DC is a 17, so I will not roll.
He jumps back, breaking away from the magic once more.
And then Roland is looking bleedy, right?
Yeah, he's just got this terrible wound just pouring out of him. It's like this,
I will give him-
almost looks like ichor. It's like sort of dark and dank and doesn't look like his own blood, but it's just sort of splurting out.
We'll give him one Fey energy dice because I'm running low on stuff. Sorry, Roland.
Thank you. Yep, that feels much.
You'll get one temporary hit point along with that as well.
Yeah, I have almost nothing either, so don't feel bad.
The Nikoloth is going to slash at Brew with a claw.
Bring it.
And you're hit for 12 slashing damage, and you need to make a Constitution save. It then uses 20 feet of its movement. You easily resist the wound, Brew. It flies in between you guys, and then it teleports. It comes out to the hallway over here, and then it flies to the south.
Thank you.
Dagger, you're up.
I'd say cowards.
Coming around the corner, you see one Nikoloth in each hall, as they've got a bit of distance between you guys.
Mm-hmm. Just see if I can. Okay. Shooty with my hand crossbow at this one.
Alright, mirror image time. Oh no, blind sight. Blind sight for your dagger is 30 feet. So you're just in range. That's a hit.
Nords.
Alright, you hit him in the neck, and you almost take him down. He's very close to death.
And more movement. I don't think that. So
Nox.
I can see you. Alright, so I will lob a firebolt at the very injured one I can see down the hallway.
This is for mirror image. And you hit him. He takes the firebolt directly to his chest and he roars. His axe leaves his hand. He sinks down to his feet and down to his knees, sorry, and then he falls face first on the ground, and then it's like a little sort of kick up of sort of dust and smoke. And then there's a bit of a flash and a bang as his body vanishes, leaving behind just a stain of ichor on the ground and his axe. Roland.
Alright, let's move over so I'm not standing in the door. But I'll pick up the scroll and check it out.
You can either use your action. Yeah, you can use your action to make an Arcana check and try and decipher it, because it does take a little bit to try and figure that out.
Okay.
'Cause if you knew it, it would be a different story. Alright, you quickly go over it, Roland, and it's a cloud kill.
Really? Why would they need to use one of these in case of emergencies? I know it's a high-level spell, but still. Well, we got a scroll of cloud kill now, everyone.
Woo!
I know, right?
Yes.
And that's pretty much all. Since that took my action, that's all I can really do. Yep.
Pavel.
On my turn there.
You're not taking an action?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Yeah, I'll take dodge action.
Okay. Brew.
Yeah, come out to the hall. That's 30. Take the death action.
Alright, you dash on up to the Nicola. Scamp.
I will take the dodge action as well.
Alright, the Nikoloth immediately disappears. Teleporting away. 60 feet. Right next to Dagger. And as he comes out of that teleportation, he's got his axe bared, swinging, and he misses. Just cleaving over the top of your head. And then he's going to leap back, provoking from you, Dagger. Jumps back and then keeps on jumping back and back and back, fly jumping all the way back into the hallway, past the other dead Nikoloth.
Well, I don't have my rapier in my hand, so I can't do anything.
Okay. And you are up. An unseen servant comes over with a mop and bucket and starts cleaning up the dead Nikoloth stain on the floor. See a floating mop just starting to swab the floor.
Shooty shoot.
That's a hit. Alright.
Thought I. Oh yeah.
You sink a crossbow bolt into it, and it still doesn't look too injured at this stage.
And don't go back around the corner.
Nox.
Alright, 5, 15, 20. Um, going to... We'll throw a chromatic orb at it. Lightning damage. Oh, fuck.
It just explodes just as it leaves your reach. As it leaves your reach.
I thought you said don't throw spells in the courtyard. Nothing about the hallways. What is wrong with this place?
It is just the courtyards. I don't know what you mean, Nox, as I walk out the hall.
Also note that it won't deduct your spell slot for that spell for some reason, unless you roll damage.
Alright.
Alright, roll on. You come out to the hallway. Everyone's looking down the hallway to the west.
10 feet. That's good enough. And yep, okay. I'm going to viciously mock this thing.
Fails and just keeps on roaring, seeming to claw at its head.
And that is my full movement, so that is my turn.
Pavel.
Okay, shoot.
That is a miss. It was 16. The bullet hits its hide.
I am out of range.
And smoke comes out of the pistol as you fire a blank.
Can I quickly fix that and fire again?
And that hits. Sort of shake the pistol a little bit and you sink a bullet into the Nikolov. Brew.
Yeah, Brew will come chugging up here. Oh, I did measure that. I think that was 6.
It was 30. 30 feet.
Thank you. Perfect. And yeah, I like say something to Nox and Dagger here, like, these emergencies are really slippery. Can't seem to get them. Another 10 there, and then.
Scan.
I'm gonna try and frostbite it again.
And it's not working. It keeps on resisting.
Sigh and move back a bit.
Nikolov meanders through the hallway using 20 feet. It squeezes 25, 30, and then teleports.
Does it provoke when it moved past?
It does. It provokes from you, Brew. That hits. Alright, you whack it with the war pick and just sort of bruise it a little bit. And then it disappears as it reaches you, Pavel, and reappears behind Scamp. And then it at disadvantage, it claws at Scamp. And Scamp, make a Constitution save. It appears behind you, rips a claw into you. You take 12 slashing damage, and you have an infernal wound. And then the Nikoloth is going to keep on moving, and it heads around the corner back in the room, provoking from you if you want to do something, Scamp.
Try and bop it with my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
You're still feeling a bit dizzy, and you just sort of spin around awkwardly, and you end up like putting the quarterstaff through the one good glass panel that was left in the door frame. Dagger.
Whoops.
I'm using bonus action dash. Yeah, shooty shoot.
It is a
I
miss.
missed that one.
The bolt hits it and just bounces off to the ground. Knocks.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30.
It's difficult terrain to move through.
And-
Someone knocks.
Yeah, so it was 25 to here, and that's 30. Correct?
I count 35, but
I could stop there if that's the case. I will use my action to try and... Oh, do you have to be proficient in the medicine to try and staunch the bleeding, or can you just... Is it just a medicine
anyone
check?
can make a medicine check.
I will try and...
Don't be good. Kill it.
I can't see it from where I am.
Oh.
I mean, I can see him through the wall, but that's because the token's too big.
It's got 3/4 cover from where you are. You still have line of sight.
I'll sidearm like a curveball, a firebolt at it, see what happens.
And you hit
All
it.
right.
You hit it in the wing with the firebolt, and it just sort of scorches its wing. Rolling.
All right. I'll step up to Dagger. Dagger, this is all I have left, so...
That scamp.
I'm not Dagger.
I'm sorry.
Roland's poisoned is a bit.
Yeah, I'm a bit loopy.
I mean, I can like scamp if you want me to,
That-
but
That could be Dagger. You're not sure. Like
No, I just saw her put the quarterstaff through a glass pane. That's scamp. I'm going to give her a 4th level cure wound.
Whoa.
After asking her if it's okay to touch her.
It's fine.
whoa,
Thank you very much.
31 healing.
Boom.
That is almost max.
There you go. That's about all I can do now. So hopefully this thing doesn't really destroy anybody now. I'll step back, and that's my turn.
Pavel.
I'm going to set up an action. If he goes through this door, I'm shooting.
Okay. Brew.
Poor Brew.
I think Brew's working up a good sweat by now.
One of these unseen servants starts mopping you as well, Brew. It's like
Good way to cool down.
slushing the mop all over you.
I can.
Covered in Nigor.
Yeah. I can see a piece of it there. I will.
That's a wall.
Oh,
The wall there.
right. That's just right. Yeah. Okay. I'll dash. Wait. That's a. Oh, I see. Okay, the door's over there.
Yeah, it's always here. Where Scamp and Nox are.
I imagine Brew just running down the hallway, getting really confused.
Oh,
you-
and he's still wearing
no,
the
you-
tutu.
He's calling out
As he comes
emergency.
by, just Knox is like, yo, Brew, stop, no, come back.
I think he probably ran into the wall right here, and then he turned to Nox and Scamp and said, "Hey, you guys put that door back over here where it belongs," or something like that. All right, I've totally lost track from my dash. I think my dash was back. Is that right?
You were like you've moved. I think 80 feet there.
All right.
You're
let's
like
call it there.
Yeah, you're like over here where the unseen servant was. It's
Yeah.
next to it. Maybe. Yeah. I think you're about 75 feet. All right.
Yeah. Good.
Scamp, the infernal wound has been staunched.
I'm gonna try and unfrostbite this guy again, because I don't learn.
And he's still resisting it. And eyes you angrily.
And that'll be it for now.
And Nikoloth roars as it jumps forward and it comes in at Nox with a barrage of attacks. Havel, you can attack it with 3/4 cover with your reaction if you like.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna jump out, so might as well take it when I can.
And you miss. You just hit that same glass panel and just absolutely destroy the shit out of it. And it does a couple of attacks. It's going to swing its axe at Nox. And it hits. Whoosh, leaving you for 12 slashing damage. It then claws at you. And it claws you for another 10. At the same time, you need to make a constitution save for an infernal wound. You manage to resist the wound. And
Thank God.
the Nikoloth ends its turn in the doorway. Dagger.
What a fool.
If I can I stand in one of their spots and swing
Yeah.
at it with-
You can... Well, if you're in another creature's space, you'll be squeezing, but you can stand here. You'll just have half cover from the doorway.
Two. Oh wait, Scamp's not over here anymore.
I moved.
I didn't hear that. So I'll just come over here, no squeezing if needed.
You don't have to squeeze. It's empty space.
It's optional.
You lunge at it and it just uses the axe blade to block the incoming rapier attack.
Disengage.
Nox.
I look at it after it hit me twice and just say, "Oh, fuck you, no!" And I'm going cast banishment at it.
Banishment. Alright, charisma save with advantage for the Nikoloth.
It's a 17, I believe.
And it resists.
Oh, fuck you!
You feel the magic start to wrap around it, but then there's just an explosion of the weave and poof, the spell fails.
Shit. Alright, I will quicken spell a shocking grasp.
That is a hit. And you grab on to the fiend. Poof, lightning explodes from your hand. It also resists that damage, but it is left slightly dazed out of its reaction.
10, 15, 20, 25.
He's running down the hall.
Actually, yeah, sure, I'll sit here. At least I'm near the healers if I need to be.
Roland.
I mean, Roland's all out of healing. I'll use the last bit of it on Scamp. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep. I'm just gonna keep up the vicious mockeries.
It's been working well. And again, the fiend roars.
You're just as big an idiot as the other one. And, like, move over here. That will be my turn.
Pavel.
Shoot at it.
Alright, come around the corner. And you sink the pistol straight into its gut and fire. That's a hit. It sort of slightly injures it. More ichor drips down from the wound. You fire again, but it uses the handle of its axe and knocks your pistol to the side. You end up hitting the wall. And you fire again, and again you miss.
Damn. That much.
Brew.
Well, I'll just keep smacking it with some part of my adamantine mortar. Recklessly.
That is a miss. That hits. Alright, the war pick bludgeons it some more and creates another bruise on it. And it's starting to look very hurt.
I guess I better get my big butt out of the way. You got this, Pavel.
Scamp.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 4th level on Nox.
Yay!
No, I am very sorry.
Look,
Oh.
better than nothing.
And there's kittens, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, mine doesn't have kittens.
The kittens make it older.
And then
That gives the extra 16 mental health back.
there we go.
Alright, the fiend is angry. He bursts through the door and he squeezes in over here, provoking from Brew. He pushes through and he wants to get to Dagger. You hit it some more, and again the pick bruises it. It is actually going to firstly attack Roland at disadvantage, and it just drops its axe and just raises up both claws.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
It misses
missed.
and claws into the wall, and then it's going to attack you, Dagger. And did you say you wanted to use your unsettling visage?
If it attacks me, yes.
Alright. As it goes to attack you, you just sort of show it your mourning face. And it screams. And it just ends up clawing the wall.
I look like with no makeup on.
This giant fiend starts clawing at the window, trying to escape, jump out of the castle.
Roland looks over, but he has the courtesy and to not say anything about it. Just, oh, okay.
Alright, Dak, you're up.
Okay, let's try to stab it again.
And that is a direct hit.
Kill this thing.
I should tap this. Do that.
As it's slashing away, just sort of weave underneath its attacks. With your rapier drawn, you spring forth and plunge it straight into the creature's neck mid-swing. And it freezes as blood just drips down its chest and torso. And it just sort of coughs and then melts down into a puddle with a flash of smoke, taking its body away. Its axe and loincloth drop to the ground.
See you in hell, idiot.
Oh, finally, it's over.
Well, that was a room.
Good fight. Nice blade, Dagger.
I'm gonna cast a first level Cure Wounds on Nox, because maybe I'll roll better.
Hey.
That's almost as much as my 4th level one.
And I'm back to basically where I was when we started the fight.
I have a 5th level and a 1st level spell slot left, and
Damn,
that is it.
That was a big chunk.
Just for inventory's sake, I've got a 1st, a 2nd, 2 4th, and my 2 5th.
I'm tapped.
But I also wasn't here last week.
Otto
Are you
pokes his
tapping
head out of
using
a
your
doorway.
pearl?
Oh, I haven't used my pearl yet.
Yeah, I used my pearl, like, not too long into the castle, I think.
I will go ahead and use my pearl to regain a 3rd level spell slot. That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
It's up to a 3rd, yeah.
Otto pokes his head around the corner and sort of looks at you all. Do you mind? What was that racket out here?
Fat lot of help you were.
Help what? I didn't play any tricks on you, I swear! I've been cleaning up my room!
I'm gonna, like, check on his progress. Like, how much has he cleaned?
It's just so trashed in here. Crap everywhere. There are things spread across tables, things that are being stacked atop one another. There are, like, piles of stuff that make basically makeshift shelves. Some of them are 20 feet high and, like, you feel like they could sort of topple over. There are so many things here.
Before I go back invisible, I will pull out one of my Molotov cocktails and a tinderbox. It's like, if you don't hurry up, I can help you with your problem.
Hey! Do you know how many things I've got here? Why, I've got candles and candle snuffers, potted mushrooms and mortars and pestles and lamps and belts, pentacle pendants, recipe books, sticks of coloured chalk, and kettles and cauldrons and spoons and stuffed animals, and spools of wire, glass beads, wigs, walking sticks, and he just keeps on going on.
And I'll walk up and close the door as he keeps talking.
And he's just like throwing stuff over his shoulder, just sifting through all this random sort of crap, and you hear a couple of the objects just hit the door as you close it.
Scamp actually seems a bit happy that you've closed the door.
The unseen servant then takes a couple of items that sort of fell out from the clutter, and he just takes them and puts them back in the room. And you hear Otto still going on. And mirrors and yarn and bars of soap and walking sticks. And the unseen servant comes over and just takes a wet cloth and just starts like wiping blood off of you, Roland and Nox, and just making things are in order.
Friends is, no, not the right word at all.
Pablo, just kick the door in. I don't care at this point.
I'll open the door.
Well, you might.
Alright, a silver piece falls out from the door frame, rolls along the ground, and it rolls at it falls at Roland's slender elvish feet. Inside, as soon as the door is open, the gatestone starts to react.
I was correct. My assumption.
It's a little bit of a nautical theme in this room as well, because there are 4 tridents hanging on the walls. And there's also a statue in the middle of the room, standing before a rectangular mirror set into a stone frame. The statue, it does not look like it's been finished. It's about 8 foot tall, and it looks like a merfolk blowing a conch shell. But the lower body is just this misshapen block of chiseled granite, so only the upper half of this mermaid has been completed. And the mirror gate. It
it's a mirror gate.
what level are you guys? 10? You hit 11 yet? 10. Alright, it's glowing slightly warm. The number 11 is glowing. And you take a look at the bottom of the mirror stone frame, inspecting it for clues of how to activate it. There are some letters. It's a random assortment of letters. T-U-O-Y-A-W.
T-U-O-Y-A-W.
Way out backwards.
Way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly the mirror fills with this shimmering eminence, and a curtain of magical energy fills the entire stone frame.
Oh, well. There's a mirror gate. I wonder if it's a mirror on the other side as well. Obviously, I'm not going through it right now, because Lord knows what's on the other side, and, well, none of us but Dagger look too hot at the moment.
One of us really should have attuned that helmet.
Yeah. I think we've taken, like, what, one short rest since we've been in here, and that was... Oh, that was what, when we ate?
We took a
No, we all-
second one, but
Another one?
nobody attuned to it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been sleeping for days, but I don't feel rested.
You guys are feeling pretty tired.
Yeah.
Did we want to rest in the castle? I don't want to rest near the stone giants, and
I think I would rather rest in the castle, to be honest with you.
It's probably the better of the choices. I mean, at least here we can gauge a margin of the expectations of what's going to try and kill us.
Now, we could possibly stay in one of the rooms that has a gate, and if we get into trouble, we could just go through the gate.
Well, you remember how
Sounds
we
good.
slept? We slept in the dwarf place, and it made us feel good. What if we sleep in the Lich's castle?
You know, I don't know, Brew.
Liches be bitches! And Otto becomes visible.
Oh, good
Oh,
God.
although
He just sort of chimes
but-
in like he's been here the entire time. It should be very safe for you to rest in the castle, don't worry. Magdoff doesn't come back all the time. Why, I've been here for many weeks now, and I've not seen him here once.
Which means that he could come back at any time.
Oh. Don't be such a worrywart. It'll be fine. We can play games. Do you like games?
No.
you know what? I have
No.
a game. I want you. No. You know what, Tato? I have a game. Now look at me. Look at me.
Hmm?
I have a question, DM. Fairy dragons counts dragons, right?
They are dragons, yeah.
Okay. Look at me, Otto. How about this? I want you to go find me the shiniest gem you can find in all of this castle. Be sure to compare all of them. Do not come back until you do. I challenge you to find the shiniest gem.
And Nox, make a persuasion check.
With advantage, because it's a dragon.
Yep, your draconic ancestry gives you advantage. Goody! Okay! Nice scales, by the way. That sounds like a fun game. There are a few rooms I haven't explored yet. I'm going to win!
But that should
quickly
occupy
flutters
at least
off.
for an hour or so.
Yeah, the door to his room is just like open, and he just goes off on a tangent.
Oh, my word.
Look, I just wanted him to go away. But I mean, if he finds us something nice and shiny,
I suppose that's true.
I don't think he'll give it to you. Finders keepers.
Oh, yes, that is true as well.
well, see, then we play another game to see who gets to actually keep it.
Should we find one of the guest rooms and bed down, or
Yes, at this point, I think it would not be a bad idea.
Hey, Mr.
Time.
There's a big mess in here that needs cleaning.
The unseen servant immediately goes to tend to the matter, starts cleaning, and then like multiple other unseen servants gather. It's a big job.
I was going to tell him he might need his friends.
You see a wooden sign on the door in Draconic that says Homunculi unwelcome.
He's like the draconic version of a teenager.
I am going back invisible.
Where's the room?
there shouldn't be much left here to look through. 3 or 4 rooms, maybe.
Yeah, there's a couple of corner rooms that you haven't investigated on this level, and that's about it.
I'll open the door.
Alright, there are no stained glass window panes on this door, and there is tiny shards of glass stuck in the iron frame, suggesting that the glass was smashed. And opening it up, there's just a dusty, empty room. A few cobwebs in the corner.
Can I search?
Except for Otto's room, everything else has been pretty pristine, hasn't it?
You can search, but there's no... it wouldn't be physically possible for there to be any secret doors.
Right, sorry, like the cobwebs in that, just to see if there's anything in there.
They are just a few wispy little cobwebs.
Just an unused room.
Oh, a throne room?
Oh, this is where I found Brew.
Ah,
He was sitting on it one time.
Oh, yes. Yes, I dreamt that I was a princess on a throne.
oh, Brew, to me you are always a princess.
Sorry, I'm opening the door. I'm just tired.
I shall call you Peach.
Alright, the door is blackened. And you open it up, and you see a room completely scorched. The walls, the floor, the ceiling are all scorched. There are blackened pieces of furniture, shards of smoky glass, charred splinters of wood, bits of charred bones scattered around everywhere. There must have been one hell of an explosion in this room.
Damn.
And someone can make an investigation check if they want to try and figure out what exactly happened here.
Nah, it's dirty.
Yeah, maybe a fire, maybe a fireball or something you think knocks. Pavel, yeah, you just think a big explosion. But Dagger, you noticed actually there are 4 separate fiery eruptions that causes destruction. 4 different fiery explosions. And an Arcana check can try and think of what sort of magic could do this.
There's one over here, one over here.
Anyone proficient or at least an arcane caster can make an Arcana check. So Nox, Roland, Pavel. You guys have no idea what sort of tremendous magic could have done this. It's got to be more than a fireball. Yeah. Maybe a lot of fireballs. Some serious magic indeed. Regardless.
Well, it doesn't surprise me if they say it's magic here. I mean,
And that's
this castle is owned by a lich, so makes sense. A priest.
Alright, you see Otto in a room over here, and there is all sorts of alchemical equipment, tables, cabinets, refuse. Otto is just going through everything, searching under cups and looking in vials, opening cabinets, sifting through everything.
This room is the only one we have not checked.
Could I actually take a look around in the alchemical room and see if there's anything that I would recognize as like a component that Dagger could maybe use for poisons?
Sure. Otto looks up at you and sort of says, "If you're looking for treasures, too late. I've already taken all of the treasures. This is my laboratory."
I'm not looking for treasures, I'm looking for poison.
Poison? Well, suit yourself.
Poison.
But I'm playing a game, and you're not allowed to play. Dragons only. You notice something about the cabinets, Scamp, when you look around? They're brimming with skulls.
Well, that's
Skulls
creepy.
and skulls and skulls. And there are some macabre looking leather bound journals, and it makes you question what the leather is made, like what leather it is. There are bits of broken glass, scraps of parchment. There are actually 3 full sets of alchemist supplies though, and it's a lab. You can make an investigation check, Scamp. Otto grumbles as you search the room. And it doesn't look like anything else of value is in here, as Otto said. Taken everything of value.
You mentioned journals, right?
Yeah.
They might be made of human skin.
Oh, don't be so squeamish. Oh, I'll pick one up and open it and see what's in it.
Alright, you literally you swear you see like a face, like in the tome, in the cover, like a leathery
good
face. You open it up, and there are these just mad scribblings. All sorts of nonsensical ramblings in this eccentric looking shorthand. And it just doesn't make any sense. It speaks of the wildest subjects beyond logic. And
I think it is safe to say that Madgoth is, well, certifiably insane.
would you say mad? Madgoth's mad, because that's his name.
I was trying to avoid the bad pun. And I'll put the book back on the shelf.
I'll point out the alchemy kits to Roland. Do you think these maybe they go in the bag of holding? I don't know how much they're worth. Dagger and Nox might want one.
Well, I've got one already, but you know, extra can always be either sold or utilized for other.
Extras never hurt, and I'll put one of them in my bag of holding.
Take them. They're useless. Just beakers and vials and bunsons and peh.
Just because you don't know how to use them doesn't mean they're useless.
I'll take the other.
Not everyone has interposable thumbs, thank you very much.
You know,
Okay.
you have made that, right? That has
He
a
ignores you. Pretends to ignore you. Gotta be a gemstone in here, and then he just like gets a little bit moody and he just starts like knocking skulls off the shelves. Knocking him towards you, Roland. Sorry, whoops!
I'm sorry that you don't like the truth. I'm gonna walk away.
Alright, meanwhile everyone's been patiently waiting for you guys to open this door. Everyone's gathered around. And you open it up, Pavel, and a copper piece falls out onto the ground. And you also notice that the door has a stained wolf head, stained glass wolf head worked into the design. But yeah, just another dusty, empty room. A few cobwebs in the corners. Doesn't look like Mad Goth really tends to this level very much.
Alright, well. I feel that we have...
Is this the door over here?
That's Otto's room.
Yeah, there's a big wooden sign that says Homunculi unwelcome, and all of a sudden you see some chalk start to move, like a piece of floating chalk, and it says and Roland's.
Which I can't read Draconic, so I have no idea what it says.
And then the door opens and then closes, and you feel like a wisp of wind past you.
In any case,
Oh, you don't want to go up that way, Brew. Sorry.
Where?
if we go back down to the switch room, the one of the buttons there is called lockdown. So maybe if we press that, nothing will be able to get in or out, and we can have a very safe rest. Possibly.
Possibly.
That sounds fine.
Do you think they would feed us again if we went back to the dining room? It's a very good food.
I hope so.
They might. If they don't, I have Goodberry.
You guys want to head back down to the dining room? Or where were you planning on staying, sorry? Which room?
I don't know.
Not the one with the burned corpse.
There are some guest rooms I think were...
Or the light blue, the nautical theme one.
Yeah, on the second floor.
I'll move you guys
The
down.
second floor is the best one. Because there's a bunch of rooms with a bunch of beds in them. I know also one room
Alright.
has 2 beds at least.
Regardless of which one you pick, so you guys are doing a long rest?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Guys.
Before we bed down for the night, though, I'm going to go ahead and store a couple spells in my ring of spell storing.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I think anyone
do.
anyone can cast into it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one really who has spell
Oh,
slots left.
gotcha.
I got a fifth level.
That is the
Oh,
catch.
goodness.
You need spell slots.
Brew will attempt to cast divine spells into.
Thank you, Brew.
Everyone can take a long rest. I don't have a long rest button here. I'll have to get one of those. Fill everything up. Well, except for your hit die. You'll get back 5 hit dice. You guys pick one of these rooms on this level. It seems to be the most comforting. And you sleep in whatever bed you choose, and you wake up the next morning, or hopefully it's morning, period of time. You're feeling rested, and you're back in the dining room, and the unseen servants cook you guys up a feast of pancakes
Yes.
Oh yes.
with
I do so.
fresh
do so
fruit.
love-
whipped cream, and lots of syrup. Canadian maple syrup
Oh,
and
The
bacon.
real
good
maple syrup.
stuff.
My word.
The good stuff.
Golden crack.
And you wonder where Canada is. You're like, oh, what is this place? Must be a distant realm.
It's the magical plane of Canada.
This must have been imported from a very far place. Very expensive.
Dagger, is Canada near where you're from?
No, Canada is not where I'm from.
I don't really hear Dara apologizing after she stabs people in the face. Alright, you guys, just wipe your faces on your serviettes and you finish having a nice breakfast. You've all had a very good rest. So what would you guys like to do now? And no sign from Otto. You feel like he's either being quiet or he's already left, and doesn't seem to have said goodbye either.
That doesn't bother Roland in the least.
A-okay with that.
I think Scamp would normally be the only person that would have a problem with that, and she doesn't actually seem to like Otto too much. She just didn't want to kill him.
I mean, you know.
Alright, so, back down then. What is going to be the best way to go about this, you think?
Not jumping. You saw what happened to the homunculus.
Oh, good lord, not jumping, please.
If you fall from the castle, you although it's only like a short drop of like 90 feet or whatever, you actually end up falling 600 relative feet because you fall like it's tiny and then you grow larger and then you hit the ground at terminal velocity.
It was so cool.
I mean, like, come on. That's what feathers fall is for, right?
I don't think Featherfall works that long. It's like 600 feet.
Well, you don't cast until you're almost at the bottom, but yes.
Oh man, you'd have to time it just right.
Make a dexterity check to see if you go splat.
Yeah, you
No,
fall.
I
I think you fall. I think you fall like 500 feet, like every round. If you fall.
Yeah, I think so.
I could turn into a giant bat and fly us all down the same way we got up.
Oh, that's true.
Wasn't
Could
there...
also. Sorry.
All right, taking the Scamp taxi service. All aboard.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, giant bat. All right, you guys all come to the front foyer, and one by one, Scamp taxis you guys down, and let me just put everyone down. Are you just putting everyone at the base of the spindle?
I might put everybody on the ledge over here instead of the base of the spindle.
All right. Put everyone down on the ledge, and there. You've just taken down the last person now, Scamp.
I will stay as a bat for now.
You know, to be fair, it's a very nice flight. I wish they had little drinks, but, you know, one cannot be choosy.
That way goes back to the bed. We have not gone south yet, though.
So, from where you stand, there's just this dark abyss below you. You know, it's about a 90-foot drop, and you see the ledge form some sort of a walkway that clings to the side of the many columns of rock that jut through the center of this enormous cavern.
I think global illumination.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm gonna assume I can't actually see this.
Oh, you can see everything?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Within line of sight. I don't have a dark vision radius or anything like that.
Well, you can actually. Oh no, there is a reason for that. And I don't know what that reason is.
I think you took global illumination off when we went down into.
No. Now you can't see, can you, Scamp? Or can you?
No, I cannot.
Right. No, there must be something generating that light.
I mean, I can still see.
Yeah, whatever this is, that looks.
Let me see why that's happened. There must be something.
I
Maybe. Oh no. Yes, the global illumination's on. You guys just look into this thing for me, please. I just Men in Black erased your memories. Yeah, I had the global
Okay,
illumination
it might be.
on from the castle because the lights were turned on. Is that better? Is that better now?
Yes.
You're plunged into absolute darkness. See, what worries me is where Brew's standing and the fact that he cannot see anything.
Brew, step back from that ledge, my friend.
Hmm?
Come towards the sound of my voice, Brew. Brew, come to me. Come, princess.
Oh, Brew, also, you look for a torch and you realize you got a few extra items in your inventory. There's that. And, and you also have a large pocket of, a large pouch of dust. Or if it, like, your bag or whatever you had this helm in is now turned to dust.
It is now dust.
Whoops.
We should have left it. I forgot about it.
Well, now
Well-
the Lich can't have it.
True.
No, if you wanted to leave it, it's up to you. You guys would have known that it was going to turn to dust.
Oh, this is the sword from before.
Yeah, that's Sun Death's sword. Since
Zig's
Zig
sword.
is because Zig's no longer with us.
Right.
But Bruce has that drift.
Hey. I do have a drift globe that I can pull out, yeah.
So, helmet,
But this is
destroy it or leave it there?
I would
I
leave
would
it there.
say.
I would leave it there.
I would destroy it personally.
I would be fine with
get-
either way. I don't think Scamp was thinking about it. We
I guess-
forgot to attune to the thing.
Well, if we left it there and the Lich put it on, it would be way harder to kill it when it was home
That's
and
true.
later.
That is true. Let's destroy it.
We have dust now. Nice.
But is it magical dust?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Alright,
Drew
so you
will
guys
try
did
to, like-
destroy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have magical dust.
Alright,
We're not talking about drugs, Dagger.
you gotta light up the
We
drift
think
globe,
it's magical
Brew.
when
Are
you
we?
take it, but
I can make that kind of magical dust too if you.
And Nox starts wandering off to the south. You see
Nox.
a cave sort of open up over in this direction, Nox, and then the sort of natural looking pathway keeps on branching around to the south. Alright, as you step forward, Nox, Pavel, and Dagger, you find yourselves sinking. And I need each of you to roll a 1d4.
I don't want to.
You just stood in a silt pit. Nox, you fall 4 feet down into the quicksand.
Oh.
You just step forward and
I immediately put my I stop moving and just yell out, just say, rope, please.
you look around. Pavel is
Something-
4 feet into the quicksand, and Dagger is 3 feet into the quicksand. And now we're going to roll initiative.
I should move back where I was then.
So those of you that have fallen into the quicksand, you are getting very quickly submerged. You are restrained, and you can use your action and make a strength check to try and get out. The deeper you are, the harder it is to get out. And you'll start suffocating if you can't. If you're submerged, you'll be meeting a quick end if you get your head goes under. Brr.
Right. Well, okay, you'll recall that Brew wears a silk rope as his belt, in addition to the other 3 ropes that he carries. So I'd like to untie that and tie hand one end to this giant scamp bat beside me, and then sort of doing my best whirling dervish, unravel and get over to the silt pit and jump in and try to grab
Jump in.
people.
Alright, Brew takes off his belt, his pants falls down, and he goes and bomb dives into the quicksand.
I guess with the tutu, this would technically be pirouetting. Well,
I can't see. I only have echolocation at the moment.
You're echolocating every fine detail, Scamp. Don't you worry.
So that was 30.
Alright, you're actually not in the silt pit there, Brew.
Okay.
You could reach Dagger if you want. It's a strength check to get someone out.
Okay, I'll grab Dagger.
It's a lot easier to pull someone out than trying to pull yourself out as well.
Okay. I'll do a strength check and
Okay.
attempt to pull Dagger out.
Sure. She's not that much. Yeah, it looks very easy for you to pull her out, Brew. And,
Oh, sorry, that was a save, but...
that's still enough anyway, even if you didn't get your proficiency or whatever. You grab her arm and you drag her out of the quicksand. And she's free.
I think that's all I can do. Well, yeah, that would be my action.
It's an action, yeah. Roland.
I'm going to use a bonus action to tell Nox, I believe in you, buddy. You can get out of that. Roland is not good with strength, but I will get a rope, or I'll like take the rope from Brew and kind of try to throw it over, kind of in the, like that, so they could both maybe grab onto it.
Alright, you toss it over and it just sort of lands on the surface of the quicksand. But it too begins to sink into the quicksand.
Oh, dear Lord. Man, I wish Fly was not...
They can still grab it to try and get themselves out. Like,
Yeah.
that'll help a bit.
That's... I mean, if that didn't take my action, then I'll like...
Interactive object for that.
Yeah, I'll just... I can't really think of a way to help them because I'm not very strong. And I don't know where the silt is and where it's not.
Basically right in front of me.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand and then like probe right here to see if it's silt or not.
It is solid ground as far as you can tell. The mage hand just presses against it. It doesn't get sort of sunken into it or anything like that.
I'll tell Brew that I believe that right beneath you is another safe place to stand. And that's my turn.
Okay.
Dagger, you're free. You've still got a bit of quicksand all over your legs, but other than that, you're fine.
I'm going to try to lasso Nox.
Alright, you tie a slip knot and throw it around his neck.
Well, not quite.
Make a sleight of hand check, Dagger. Do a bit of rope work. Alright, you tie up a rope and you lasso him, and yeah, you've got a rope attached to him now, sort of wrapped around his chest.
Okay. And I will laughingly try to pull him out.
Tying that rope would be an action because it requires like a bit of stuff to do, but now you have him secured with a rope, so multiple people who try and pull him out without having to get in there.
Okay, good, because I have a 9 strength, so that would... That's it.
Scam.
I have a 60 feet fly speed, so can I go over to where Pavel is down here and try and grab him with my back claws and lift him out?
Yep. Strength check. And you do. You grab onto his shoulders and lift him out of the silt pit, and you hoist him above it.
3. Nice work, Scamp.
And you can still go another 10 feet and drop him somewhere.
I'll drop him to safety over here. Hopefully that's
Okay.
safe.
Just drop him back in the silt pit.
Back in the silt.
No, he's safe there. And as you stand there, Powerful, you actually notice a large X has been carved into the stone floor.
Treasure.
Nox, roll a d4. You are sinking some more.
Oh, what?
Your head goes under now, Nox, and you start to suffocate.
You got plenty of ropes on you, though. You're good.
I was gonna say, can I try and grab a rope and just like try and pull myself out?
Yep, you can make a strength check. It's going to be quite difficult because you're completely submerged, and you can only last about 12 seconds like this before you blank out.
Oh.
Yeah, this is serious. It's no laughing matter, dog.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wait, I thought I could hold my breath for like as much what my Constitution score at least.
If you're submerged, you don't get to hold your breath. You're just going to be suffocating.
Cool. Like it. Yeah, no, fuck it. I am going to cast telekinesis.
That's got a verbal component. So as soon as you open your mouth, you take sand in. I'm gonna say you can't do verbal components like that, Nox.
Oh, come on. All right, fine.
You open your mouth and just. The second you open your mouth, you just eat mud. You can't articulate any type of words.
Oh yeah. Nope.
You try to pull yourself free and.
You have inspiration too.
Yeah, you can use your inspiration if you want.
That's what, a D8 or a D10 now?
D10. Look at that.
Yeah, and as you guys see Nox disappear underneath the sand, you think, well, it was nice knowing him. Then all of a sudden, Nox just emerges, arm over arm.
You're like those people who suddenly find the adrenaline to like lift cars in danger.
Yeah. And arm over arm, you claw yourself to freedom, Nox.
Life has too much to offer. I cannot die yet.
Good job, friend. I know I believed in you for a reason. And I'm gonna start just probing with the mage hand as I walk forward to make sure I'm on solid ground.
You can actually make a perception check to try and see where the quicksand is and isn't.
I'm not chancing it. Anybody who will let me, I'm just picking them up and carrying them over to where Pavel is.
Pavel, Nox just laying in the dirt raises a hand. He doesn't even lift his head.
You identify a safe route, a 5-foot wide walkway around the outside of the silt pit.
Good deal. It's always good to know where that path is, just in case we need to run. So.
Very true. I will still carry Nox over, though.
Bro, it's like with your power stories. It's an X.
Do that?
That X might be there to let people know that that silt pit is there.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, it is just gouged in the rock, right? It's not like loose dirt.
That's what they say. X marks the silt.
Up ahead, there's another large cavern, and the ceilings here are about 30 feet high. There are very wide tunnels. There is a throne, a grand-looking throne to the south.
It looks fit for a princess.
Okay, go back invisible.
This place is a little hard to map. Yeah, let's go check out that throne.
It's a giant rocky protuberance that is jutting out of the wall. It's a giant-sized throne, no doubt about that. There are these blue quartz crystals growing out of the rock, and the throne seemed to have been carved out of a vein of these quartz crystals. And yeah, there are many, many pieces of this crystal. Definitely a size for a stone giant, 100%.
So I'm going to throw out the spitballed idea. What if the X is simply there because the stone giants were like, oh, don't step there?
They're tall.
I literally just said that.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I was too busy joking.
It's understandable.
Tiralai says to you, Pavel, they're not very valuable. 10 gold pieces each at best. Well, there are 60 of them. I guess that sort of adds up.
I mean, it would.
Alright. I suppose we could just pick one of these smaller tunnels and go.
These tunnels are very small. They're only going to accommodate you guys. They're about 8-9 foot tall. Yeah, quite narrow at some stages. You'd have to slide in sideways.
Scamp is the bad queen.
It's just a maze of tunnels branching off in all different directions like roots of a tree.
I am gonna re-scampify so I can go into the tunnels as I watch people run around in circles.
Yes, there's a lot going on here.
Being re-scampified. Up ahead, Pavel, you see a large, secluded, empty cavern. Nothing of interest. Would be a decent place to rest, though. You do note that it's very secluded.
Is Pavel down here?
I have gone with the wind.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, there
I
you
don't
are.
know where you are, buddy.
I'm south.
There you are.
Yeah, they found me already.
This is a nightmare to map.
Occasionally, Nox just calls down a tunnel. Whoever you are, come out wherever you are. Listens for the echo.
It's quite echoey.
This place is really twisted.
I would have to agree with that assessment.
There's another large cave up ahead, and there are molted carapaces of Umberhulk. You see some mandibles, some shells, and bits of Umberhulk, like insects.
Damn,
their shells.
you are of the natural world and its persuasion. Do you think you could it possibly be that these tunnels were made by the said Umberhulks?
Do I think the tunnels were made by Umberhulks?
Yeah, definitely. It would make sense.
Very much so.
I'm like lost. I'm not gonna try to map all these crazy things, but I will when we find like
Just
something
draw a big circle and write crazy stuff.
yeah, maze-like area.
It looks like Scamp. You feel like Umberhulks gather here and they molt their carapaces.
Can I tell how long it's been since they've last been here?
You can make
Like how
a
freshly malted.
nature check. You're not really sure what the shells should be looking like. But yeah, you feel like they're probably pretty recent, given the fact that you'd encountered Umber Hulks nearby and whatnot.
I will also make a nature check.
Pavel, you take a look and it's a mixture. Some are more recent, some are old. It looks like Umber Hulks have been coming to this cave for quite a while. And then
I want to
digging their way
wanna,
through multiple tunnels.
I want to like pick one of them up, and then like hold it in front of me. Oh, I'm an Umber Hulk. Then, like,
Brew
Hulk
averts his
noises.
gaze instinctively.
I think I'm helping, and I just hold some Umber Hulk meat up beside his carapace thing to make it look more real.
Yeah, you've got these large claws sort of propped up over your shoulders, Roland. And a couple of these sort of shell-like googly eyes over your head.
At a quick glance, do we think that these would be anything worth having for potential item making?
They're very brittle, and
Okay.
yeah, they're not going to be of any use. They're sort of they're like this. No longer serves any purpose for the Umber Hulk, so they shed their shell.
Hey, I see an arrow.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty unlikely we're going to find fresh Umber Hulk in the next.
Oh, okay. I know
Okay.
where we're at now. So back
was the
wait,
bears?
that's the bears.
Well, did we just want to leave this level?
Well, we have to
Go.
find the way down.
I don't know where the exit is.
Same.
I know to the south there was to the south past the silt pit. There was a way that we could have gone that we didn't. Many ways actually, but I think only one that really mattered because it looked like it went back towards the east.
I did prepare animal friendship last night or this morning, just in case we want to try our luck with the bears again. However, if that spells, if it fails, I have a feeling they'll attack us.
All right, just hold up a little bit, guys.
Uh-oh.
So, as you enter this cavern, you can hear some humming, some chiseling. And it's pretty loud. The sound is echoing from a tunnel off to the east. Sounds like stone being smashed or carved.
That direction or this direction?
East. West. Both tunnels are sort of echoing around, but it's coming from the east.
Going back that way,
Ugh.
out towards the pit. Like,
You know, I have a great idea. How about 3 of you go that way, 3 of us go this way, and we meet in the middle?
how about no? Sounds like an awful idea.
Last time we split up, and I realize you were unconscious for this, Nox, but I got clobbered by a sword, and you got hit while you were unconscious.
All right, Pavel. As you come around the corner, you see an adult male stone giant. He sort of looks like the other one that you'd met, but a bit older.
Where'd Pavel go?
And
Does he see me?
oh yeah, you're just like standing right out next to the in the open next to him about it, attempting to stealth, so he sees you. And yeah, he's sort of just chiseling a large chunk of rock, a very sharp-looking chisel, and he's just pummeling a column of stone here, carving the walls. And he stops chiseling as you enter the tunnel. And his back is facing towards you. And he sort of leaned over a little bit, and he stands up to this towering height of 18 feet tall. And he turns around. Mogda! And he reaches down for a large wooden club at his feet.
Wait.
Can I-
Magdaru! And he starts slamming the great club on the ground. Magdaru!
What's
anyone
he
here speak
saying?
giant?
I do.
You speak giant, Scamp?
Yes.
Alright, so you call out from around the corner.
Well, I wanted to know what he was saying.
He's saying, who are you? What are you?
So I'll respond and call out then. We're adventurers who are just exploring this level. We mean no harm. We actually helped you guys.
You there, little one! You come here! You speak me, little vermin?
I'm gonna walk up behind her and just whisper in Scamp's ear, say, "Don't worry, Scamp. I will give you whatever aid I can if you help translate."
I'm
Okay.
going.
You little rat! What you saying?
We were just exploring. We found earlier there was a fairy dragon that was playing some tricks on you guys, and we got rid of it. We helped out.
Ha! Lies, little devils! Lies, little devils! You are the ones that use the strange magic! What are you, little creatures? Rats or little furless bears? Ha! Interloper! Me will squash you and smush you and smash you! And he just comes in ready to whack you, Scamp. Let's take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
Uh,
They never
by the
listen.
way, when Scamp started going forward to start to talk to him, Roland would have like touched his throat and cast tongues.
Yeah, as you do that, these words come into your mind, and you tell that the giant's not listening to any sort of reason, and seems quite eager to just smush the
I
vermin.
hate to kill Stone Giant, but
Would have been translating as much as I could have in between him talking, assuming he would let me. So
Up until the point where he's about to swing the club at you.
probably knowing Scamp.
Alright, I'll see you guys back shortly.
boop, boop, boop.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Is everyone back? Alright. So, this stone giant is not listening to anything you have to say, instantly discounting you and believing that you are responsible for the strange magic that's been bedeviling his family. And Dagger,
Goodness, I can't find us on the map.
you are the first to react. There you go.
Shrunk, where the hell are we?
There we go.
There. I'm like, I cannot find us. How far did I get into the back? Oh, well. I'll just shoot it with the crossbow. Am I close enough to do that?
It would be, yeah, you are close enough. The advantage. As he's swinging this club around, amidst all the hostility, a crossbow bolt hits him. And you hit him straight in the head. And he sort of stumbles around a little bit. And a line of blood drips down the side of his forehead. And he just grabs his head and like looks down at his hand as it's filled full of blood. And he looks up at you all and just yells, "Invasion! Arm yourselves! We're under attack!" And his deep voice just echoes for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet. And he's going to run off. He retreats. He slips through a column of rock and he runs off very, very quick, heading off somewhere to the east.
You frightened him off, Dagger. Nice shot. That'll learn him.
Well,
I'm not sure it's smart to follow him. There was at least 6 in that other area we were at. I'm at a loss for how to get through them. I have tried talking. They still think that we're that stupid dragon.
Can I go back and kill the stupid dragon?
I think it's gone from its house.
I don't want to kill it. I just want it to leave and maybe not cause any more problems.
Alright, suddenly you hear some stomping. The ground shudders and another stone giant appears. It is the ripped, physically perfected Quarrick, the sun. Little rats, little vermin, little rats. Time to smush you, clean you. And he comes in and attacks you guys instantly.
We don't want to attack you.
Unless you speak giant, he will not be able to understand you. There's his club
I've already
raised.
tried telling them that, Dagger.
Brew.
That looks larger than large. That's more than a large sized creature. Is
Yeah,
it?
giants are huge.
Right. I will bonus action raid. And Brew will say something like, "Oh, you've earned the rage of Tempest," and go up next to this creature who's built pretty much more or less exactly in terms of physique. I guess maybe less than more. I don't know. And I'll swing at it with my warp.
Alright, you take a swing, but your attack falls short. And it falls short again. As he's moving his legs around, you swipe through the air.
Tempest favors the giants today, friends.
Rolling.
First thing I'm gonna do, I'll look around. And, well, we tried talking to you peaceably, but you leave us no choice. And then I will bonus action power chord.
You no try nothing except foul magic, little rat. My father say smush you, so me smush you, you little devil.
Oh, that was the father?
So yeah, power chord, so everybody gets 11 temp. And can move if they wish. And I'll tell the giant. And the magic that was at you before, you just thought it was foul. I'll show you foul. I'm gonna cast Tasha's hideous laughter on him.
And he just kills over, sort of falling onto his knees, and just grabs his gut, just chuckling away. Slamming his fist on the ground, just smashing like the ground and the wall as he's like hammering with his fist.
Roland's just like an idiot. And back up a little bit. Use the rest of movement, and that is Roland's turn.
Scamp.
So the other one ran off down that passage, right?
No, he ran off from the same passage, and then this one emerged like a short while later.
This might be pointless. I don't know. But we're going to try it because I prepared it for the first time ever. Do I have... I don't know if it has to be like super big space, but do I have enough like kind of room to cast spike growth down like over here?
Yeah.
I would like to just barely get the giant in it, but hopefully if more things come running that way, they'll have to run through it first.
Okay. About there. I don't know if you can see it very well.
Yeah, about there.
Okay.
Ish. Looks good.
Alright.
Don't...
So yeah, a heap of vines and thorns burst up from the ground. It is camouflaged to look like stone in the natural environment, except for those who see it when it appears. They clearly see it.
And I will make it. Pavel, Brew, and anybody else, don't run through that area while those are present. They will hurt you. And I'll come back here and enter.
Dagger.
Okay. 15. Stabby stab.
Alright, you have advantage. And that hits. You just jam the rapier straight into his side, and like it goes all the way up to the cross guard, but it's still only a minor injury for him. You pull it out, blood just spills out, and he just finds that hilarious.
Back.
He's rolling over from side to side. Nox. Which square are you in there, Nox? That one.
I'm going to peek out around, and I will huck a firebolt at it.
Alright, it's at disadvantage, but you still hit him. And it just sort of hits him in the face and wakes him up. And he just... That's not funny. He just looks at you. Oh, little magic... Well, he doesn't stand up, sorry. He just sort of yells at you, little magic vermin! Now I found you! Smush, smush time.
Before I like duck behind the pillar again, I just flip him the biggest bird, like really angrily, like fuck you.
What that? Pavel.
Paralyze already out. Gonna use my charge dodge to take out my pistol and swing at him. Saying, if you can't learn through words, even though I don't know what you're saying, you'll learn through violence. And
That hits Terralize. That was beautiful, Pavel.
Yeah.
And you slash him once.
hit him again.
You swing again, and this time Terralize sort of hits his arm, and it's just like solid rock. It doesn't do any damage.
And then bonus action pistol.
And that is a crit. You
Nice.
shoot him in the ear. And you blow off his earlobe.
Well, he's probably about to chunk a rock at me.
He yells out, Mama! Papa! And then he uses his club to help himself to his feet. He rises up to this staggering height. You don't even barely reach his kneecap in terms of your own heights. And he takes this club, and the first thing he does is try to grind you down into a fine paste, Pavel. And he does so.
Yeesh.
And then he just steps over both of you. And yeah, he's got it in for you, Roland. He just...
I mean, he's gonna hit.
it's like a snooker cue. He just tries to... he just pushes it forward. And... yeah, whacks you for 18 bludgeoning damage. And he ends his turn there, just with all you little small folk moving around underneath his gigantic legs.
Was he in the spike growth enough to take damage when he moved, or no?
Let me check this spell when it moves into or within the area. So he moved. He didn't move. He moved 5 feet, we'll say. He moved out of it, but like his first move was out of it, but say that he moved. He was in 1 square of it. He gets a little slashed up at his feet. Alright, you guys can hear some, so there's a lot of shaking, and there are more voices calling back, particularly Spelios's motherly voice. Quark! My son! We are coming! Some thundering footsteps. They sound a little ways off.
We are gonna have to kill this whole family.
Or we
I
can
feel
knock
bad
him
about it,
out.
but at the same
Or-
time,
Right. So I know I can't grapple him, but am I able to shove him prone?
I don't think so. No, he's too big.
No. Okay. Okay. I will swing a war pick at it recklessly.
That hits. Alright, you just drive the war pick into the back of his legs. The energy sort of sears into him and he sort of falls forward a little bit and turns towards you, Brew. Sort of twisting his body.
And again.
And that hits. You sort of leap up and you hit him in the torso. The war pick pierces him again and he's looking pretty damn hurt. Rolling.
Yeah. Sure here. I'm going to, let me double check the spell. Okay, it's creature. That's good. I'm going to use my bonus action to assume my mantle of majesty, and I will command the stone giant to grovel.
Alright. Roland enters pretty mode, and the giant looks over at you, and he looks just angry, gives you an angry look. Ha ha ha! Grovel, little rat, tell me do? Why you keep using magic, my family? Now me catch you. I will smash you.
Not if my friends smash you first.
And he calls out again, Mama! Papa!
Okay, that was my bonus action, so I will use my action to, let's viciously mock this guy. You're not a good artist. You never were.
He gets quite angry and just smashes one of his carvings in frustration as he like sort of grabs his head and shakes it from side to side.
And I'll end up taking a opportunity attack if I try to move. So that's my turn.
Scamp.
We'll go down here and then produce flame at him. Nope.
And that is a miss. Hit one of his fancy carvings. Dagger.
Okay. I don't even have to move. Well, yeah.
That's a hit. Alright, you jump up and stab him straight in the side of his knee. And he sort of falls down to one knee. Ah! And just lets out a blood-curdling yell. Mama!
Leave us alone. Disengage.
Nox.
It's a shame they can't understand me.
Shouldn't can't understand me either.
But you threw rocks at me, so I'm going to step here and reach out and touch somebody.
That hits. And killing him or knocking him out?
I'm going to try and like stun him to a sleep.
Alrighty.
God.
You grab him and then he's just sort of blown back against the wall and sort of sinks down in a sitting position, unconscious.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Uh,
Where are we going to go?
My spell is up for 10 more minutes. We could hide behind the corner and watch them run through it for a little bit.
Well, no. I actually have a theory on this. What if we've already shown that we're not here to hurt them? I mean, like we defended ourselves, but we didn't outright kill the poor thing. But what if we tried to convince Mama that we were just looking for the way down further?
Alright, suddenly you hear the giants are already here because they weren't very far off, and the mother just starts walking through the spike growth and she just yells, "Quick! Quick! What have you done? What have you done?" And she's just like getting shredded by the spike growth, but she just keeps moving through it. Leave him! Leave him, creatures!
I call out to her. Your son is alive. He
She
attacked
runs
us.
5 squares through the spike growth.
He is alive. We did not kill him, and we have no intention of doing so.
What are you little things? What have you done to my son? And
We
yeah,
have
she
defended
just
ourselves.
how much damage is that? 20, 34. Alright, she just runs through even though she's getting shredded apart. And she looks at you. Defended ourselves? No, little creatures. You are the ones responsible for the magics and the tricks. You are the
not
ones
responsible.
that has the
You are not
curse.
listening to me.
Listening to you? I am listening.
It is a fairy dragon that did the magics to you to begin with.
Fairy dragon. There is no such thing as a fairy dragon. You are lying. Lies.
Why would I lie to you?
Because we are many and we are bigger than you little vermin.
Obviously, that does not matter to us. Look at your son.
Ha ha. As you guys are talking, 3 stone giants have come around behind you all. Including the father and 2 of the siblings.
Listen, we don't want to hurt you. And obviously, we don't want to get hurt by you either. So, if you could just show us the way to get down to the next level, we can let bygones be bygones.
Make a persuasion check, Roland. I do not know what a bygone is, nor do I care. Little creatures. What are you?
Shit.
What are you, little creatures?
We are just adventurers passing through. Nothing more.
Never have seen little vermin like you.
We could have killed your son, but we chose not to because we are not like that.
Do not hurt him more. You may come. You may come to our cave. There we can speak. No more fighting the vermin.
Roland will just let the whole vermin thing go.
Well, I'll drop the spike growth.
She scratches her
Ow.
leg. Ow.
I'll let everybody know what she has said, and that we'll follow her to the cave. And I'll say, and just to show that we have no ill will, and I'll want to reach out and cast a first level Cure Wounds using my guitar, not magical spell slot, on the giant.
The giants seem very weary of you, and they all raise their clubs. You notice there are 2 younger hill giants with them as well. Stone giants, but each one is still at least 15 feet tall. Quarrick opens his eyes with rage. But the mother Speliosa calms him. Quarrick! It is your mother! You should have not I've chased the vermin by your own. Go to your room. I will talk to you later. Yes, Mama. And he gets up,
Roland,
runs off.
as a reminder, the last time they took us to their home, they demanded 500 gold worth of gems.
What does the little one say?
We can cross that bridge when we come to it. Lead us on.
My name, Speliosa. Come.
Does it seem like she doesn't remember us?
Make an insight check.
Little people are all the same to her.
Yeah, it's like she had never met you before. And you're getting like a sense of deja vu.
I'll communicate that to the rest of the party then. In common.
Alright. Well, all I know is if any kind of strange magic happens and we see Otto again, I'm going to kill him.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not going to
Right.
talk. I'm just going to
Same.
Giants lead you back to their cave.
It's way up here. So we do pass this thing on the way by.
It looks like some sort of crystal altar. Some sort of spiritual room. Swirling patterns and carvings all over the walls.
Interesting.
When Speliosa arrives here, she tells the children to go to their caves. Go to your caves. And both Mama and Papa stone giants stand here. I am Speliosa. This is my husband, Gravilock. You little creatures have been using magics to trick us.
We have not. There was a fairy dragon, recently removed, from Madgoth's castle in the middle of the cave over there.
These names you speak, they mean nothing. Little vermin have come. Many times we have had magic today on us. And then she says, if you want passage here, you must pay us 500 gold of gemstones, many gemstones. And it's, you swear it's like pretty much deja vu. Except this time, you're expecting some little trick from Otto. But he seemed to have learned his lesson because he doesn't appear and cause any trouble. But the giants still seem firm about their 500 gold pieces.
What if we don't have 500 gold pieces worth of gemstones?
Then you will go back to where you came and not return, little vermins. If you want to go into the deeper tunnels, then you must pay.
Roland, ask her where the demon tunnel is. See if she at least lose to the direction. Maybe we can just make a run for it.
True. Speliosa, hypothetically speaking, if we were to give you the 500 gold pieces worth of gemstones, which direction would you take us to get to the deeper tunnels?
You will pay now and we will take you. And yeah, you get the feeling like they're going to escort you to the tunnels. They're not going to just...
They're pretty firm on this.
Yeah. They don't seem dumb. But they seem like they want those gemstones now, or you feel like you're going to get chased out again.
Ask her if the gemstones have to be, if we have to pay every time we come through, or just this time.
Good point.
You will come back, little creatures.
Maybe. Just in case we do, would we have to pay you again?
If you do not bother us, and if you do not use magics again, we will let you go to and fro, strange creatures. Little vermin.
But how are you gonna remember we were here? You keep forgetting stuff.
What?
Oh wait, I don't speak giant. Never mind. Forget that.
What does that little walrus say?
Well, he is wondering how you will remember us.
Stone giants' minds are sharp. Remember we will. Remember the tricks and the magics we do.
All right. I'll turn to everyone. Now, I do have a 500 gold piece diamond on my person. We can always go get another one. We have plenty of gold for that. But if we want to go through now, well, all it will take is to hand over that one diamond.
Well, just to be fair, we still have 1,000 gold piece diamond from the dwarvish ruins.
Well, we don't want to give it that. I just
Well, I know. I'm just saying if you need it for something.
Well, the 500 gold piece diamond is just for raised dead, and since this is all out of character. Since since raised dead is like 10 days, that gives us plenty of time to get back up to the top and get another diamond if we need it. Or I could use, we could break that one diamond in half or something.
Yeah, I think I can use my jewelry.
Jeweler's kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And heck, you don't even need a diamond. Brew you can raise without any material components. So
Give us the gemstones now or leave.
All right. Hold your horses. And
Horses? What is this horse, Gravelock? I do not know, Spelliosa. I have never heard of it. Maybe a giant rat.
dig into my bag of holding and then pull out my 500 gold piece.
Oh! Very nice! Very well. Gravelock will take you to the lower tunnels. Come with me,
Thank you,
little
Gravelock.
ones. So it shall be done. And it starts taking you immediately. You head through this little cave and you see the two younger stone giants, one riding on the other one's shoulders, and they're using a chisel to smooth out some rough spots as they like to carve the walls. And up ahead there is another lone stone giant sitting in the corner playing a stone flute. You can hear some sort of music, but when you look there you barely notice her. She's perfectly camouflaged in with the stone. And she's playing a few notes. You'll also notice dozens of giant bats clung to the ceiling, just hanging upside down. And
as we're going by, I just want to play a few notes on my guitar to kind of do like a counter melody to whatever she's playing.
she's actually not very good,
Oh, well, I mean, I could spruce it up.
and she seems to like that. Make a performance check. She looks at you and says, "Wait! And she emerges from her stony camouflage. Oh, Zorta! The little vermin are leaving. Oh, Father, the song. It is nice. It is good. Perhaps the little vermin can teach me." "No, Zorta. You will keep on practicing, and you'll become great. Little vermin cannot help you. They are foul magic devils." "Oh, little devil. Where did you get your instrument?"
I inherited it from my mentor, the one that taught me.
I don't know how I got mine. I just have it. I just know that the bats like it.
It is a very nice flute.
Will you come back and teach me someday, little devil vermin?
If I have the time, yes. I would love to.
I will be waiting for you. I will practice your melody. And starts playing the Lost Woods song from Zelda Ocarina of Time. Come! No more talking to them. Their foul magic is going to corrupt you, daughter. Alright, you make your way through this stone cathedral. There's like this looming hollowness. The walls have all been sculpted into exquisite arches and buttresses and draperies. There are carvings of giant walls and spirals covering the ceilings, and a large dramatic crystal formation exploding from the center of this floor. Broken shards of crystal litter the floor around it, and Gravelock, as he walks past, he just rips off a chunk of it and just stuffs it in his mouth. Chewing
Not what I
the
thought that was.
gemstones with his bare teeth.
Not what I thought that was for. Alright then.
Come!
Can Brew try a piece?
Alright, make a constitution save, Brew.
Like break a tooth.
Alright, you just crunch a piece down as well, Brew, and you don't get what's so special about it. Just tastes like really gravelly.
Scampa's gonna try some too, because Urmogs are supposedly descended from giants.
Alright.
This is the first giant she's run across.
Go Scamp. Make a constitution save. And you just sort of hurt your teeth a bit there and cut your gums up.
I look at Scamp. I expected that from Brew, but really?
And
Well, I'm part giant.
you start to get a sharp
Tastes good.
pain in your stomach a bit later.
Need some
They're
salt.
very hurty.
Come on! And
It is a
then
crystal.
at first,
Yeah, too salt.
up ahead you think there's another like sort of spiky rock formation in the middle of the room, but it's actually an upside down basilisk with its 8 legs poking upwards, and it's made completely of stone. There! The down tunnels. Go.
Alright. Thank you, Gravelock. It's very nice meeting you and your family.
Alright, he just starts walking off once he sees you guys head down there.
I'm gonna shout back. It was a fairy dragon. You guys shouldn't be bugged anymore. Remember us. It was thanks to us.
They won't remember us. Well, the one with the flute might, but the
Okay, you guys head down this tunnel, and you follow it for hundreds of feet, and the air becomes quite humid, and the heat is picking up. It's no longer an ambient underground temperature, it's a tropical climate, and there is sort of swamp smells, and you can hear some crickets chirping. Little insects buzz around, mosquitoes bite at you. Welcome to level 8.
I'm going back invisible.
Slither Swamp.
Slither Swamp.
Oh,
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
oh man.
what did we know about was it a key or something?
Yeah, there's a key back. We got the stone key, and there should be a gate somewhere here that the stone key fits, and will lead us back to level 6, the lost level.
Everyone gains 1 week of downtime for reaching a new level of Undermountain.
Sweet.
Alright, you continue on and you start to feel the ground is quite sort of peaty, and there is moss clinging to the crevices in the walls. There are vines draping down, and all sorts of small insects and spiders and You can hear this sort of bubbling mire up ahead. A muddy scent.
Dagger, do you want to be sneaking, or do you want me and Pavel to be up?
I do think that any kind of reconnaissance would be at our advantage in this point.
So is that a yes? That's going for.
Yes, invisible person go first. I think is the consensus.
Yeah. Brew looks at Nox and is like, "Okay, reconnaissance. So okay, I'll do that then." And holds his light up, really bright, and starts until Pavel taps him on the shoulder.
All right, as you move ahead, Dagger, the tunnel starts to slope down quite steeply, and everything is humid. There's moisture on the walls.
And I'm trying to be silent too.
Okay, I'll let you know if you need a stealth. Doesn't seem to be anything really at the moment. Now, as you move up ahead, you come to a precipice, and you can see a marshy floor below you. It's just a green plain of mossy water, a swamp. You're unsure of the depth of it. Looks like big platforms of mud here and there, and there is a heap of glowing fireflies. Just they're flittering around over these strange fungal plants that sprout from the swamp. They cast the entire cavern with an eerie dim light, bioluminescent glow, and the ceiling is very uneven. It's about 10 feet overhead. You can see the remnants of a stone bridge that has collapsed a long time ago off to the east, and there is a rope ladder leading down into the mire ahead of you.
Okay, I will come and get them to meet me over here after.
Dagger and Roland, you guys hear like a little bit of a splash off in the distance, somewhere beyond the darkness to the east. A couple little splashes, like something dropped into the water or something, and then no more.
Something over here now.
Well, do we? While I can appreciate it from your point of view, Scamp, I really do not want to crawl around in a swamp.
Feet deep there. You could move through it.
Oh, goody.
If you do go into this green area, this is a 20-foot drop, by the way. Know that it is difficult terrain everywhere, for starters. So half movement speed.
Do you happen to have the spell that allows us to walk on top of the water?
I do not. I can just make it so you can breathe the water.
Ah, right.
I might have learned that one. Brew will attempt to cast it on himself and then walk.
It doesn't quite work this time, Brew. Strangely, it fails.
So you just like haul off 20 feet down and just jump.
Oh god.
If we're still here tomorrow, I'll make sure to prepare the one where we can walk on the water too.
Yeah, it's just like, it looks like there was a ramp here, but it's just completely crumbled now. And there's just that slimy rope ladder. Someone's anchored it to some spikes at the western edge of this.
Well, I do believe our only course of action is to climb down the ladder. I'm not seeing anything else though.
I don't know about you. I feel like I can just walk down this ramp that's now collapsed. Gingerly.
So there's
It's
light coming
like
from over
a
here.
20-foot drop. There is swarms of fireflies buzzing about. They cast the entire cavern with an eerie glow, like a twilight. There's a certain peacefulness here.
But that's why
Pleasantness.
it's so pretty.
I'll climb down, I guess.
Alright, you start making your way down the slimy rope ladder, Pavel, and suddenly there's this pain. Your hand starts to burn, and you look at your hand. You sort of take one hand off, and it's throbbing. It's red, and you need to make a Constitution save against poison.
Somebody poison the
You
freaking
start to have shortness of breath. You can't breathe, and you quickly sort of get over it, and you quickly make your way down, and there is some sort of something. This slime that covers the ladder. It's poison.
Hey, be careful touching the ladder. My hand was just in serious pain right now. But you know, immunization. I don't know, weird magic.
Pavel.
Dagger, I think Pavel found poison for
Immunization. Pretty sure immunization has not been invented yet, Pavel.
Would I be able to try and discern what it is based on with an alchemist check?
Yep. Dagger, you could also use your poisons kit. Alright, Nox, you take a quick sample of it. You take a look at it, and you quickly get a couple of vials. You lay it out on the ground, quickly mix a bit of water and this and that, and pff, a bit of smoke comes out of this beaker, and it's carrion crawler mucus. Type of poison that can paralyze you. Someone smeared it all over the ladder.
Do we want to get some samples? Or...
Dagger, I do believe this is something that would be very handy on your bolt tips, if you know what I mean. Pavel, even you could use some of this on your arrow tip.
That would be nice on a longbow.
I could use some on my fist.
No. Don't let it contact your skin.
Yeah, man, it burned.
Well,
So are we going to collect samples, or?
Yeah, if Dagger's not, I would definitely collect some samples.
Alright, you have to be very, very careful, and it's a DC 20 nature check to try and harvest the poison.
Oh.
If not, you'll poison yourself.
Team nature.
Want to bother?
Camp.
I will give Dagger. I will help Dagger to try and give her advantage.
Are you proficient in nature, Nox?
No, but
Yeah. And you're probably going to make it worse. You're probably going to... It's a very intricate, delicate thing that you have to do. Carefully extract it without getting even a drop on you. But poisonous kit or a nature check. If two people who have proficiencies work together, then you could give advantage.
I will help Dagger. I have proficiency in nature.
Okay.
Whoa.
Alright, you managed to get a dose of carrion mucus. It's a type of poison. And as you guys know.
That's both fantastic and disgusting. And I'm going to start casting prestidigitation to clean off the ladder if I can.
Okay, you can do that. And do it several times to make it clean enough for people to get down. Let me find...
Did I only get one?
One dose. Crawler mucus. It's a contact poison. Usually you get it from a dead or incapacitated crawler. Creature subject to the poison has to succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute. The poison creature is paralyzed, and they can repeat the saving throw at the end of their turn.
I'm going to climb down after Pavel.
I just look at Dagger and think, you're entirely going to use this later, aren't you?
Oh.
Freaking fairy jar bin, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys can't can't keep your mind off of it very long, can you?
As you step down into the swamp, it's difficult terrain, so keep in mind you're moving slowly. Half movement speed, you're trudging, you don't know how deep some of the swamp water could be. And yeah, it's pretty much going up to your knees most of the time. You're squelching around, and you see just an enormous cavern that opens up into various different directions.
A pit would be really bad.
I'm going to the north.
Okay. You can hear some sort of sounds up ahead, Dagger, a bit of splashing and whatnot, coming from both tunnels that branch off to the north.
Go to the left one. No, making little chalky signs.
Okay. You're just sort of being very silent, and you can make a stealth check. There's some creatures up ahead, Dagger. You can hear them squelching around beyond the darkness to the north. Something's there, though you can't see. Alright, you carefully move up, staying low to the, and what you see is a number of these frog-headed humanoids just wallowing around in this mud, and they have kelp. They're harvesting kelp. They seem to be working. They're diving in and out of the water and bringing up kelp. And this stuff has this sort of faint green light, and they also seem to be cultivating this stuff, picking it and putting it in a wicker basket. Alright, Nox, you need to make a stealth check too if you move up there, and roll on you too.
Okay.
These frog-headed humanoids are bullywugs, and if someone wants to know something about them, they can make a nature check. Well, those who, Nox, Roland, or Dagger, those who are... Well, actually only Dagger, because only Dagger's seen them.
I can't see him.
I can kind of see one, but
Okay, that's enough. You only just need to sort of see them. Alright, Nox, you've moved up silently, and they sort of turn, and they look over towards the direction of Roland, but they just sort of look like they heard something, but then they just keep on working. They don't come to investigate. And these creatures, from what you recall, they're pretty evil creatures. They're slavers. They're unruly. They will usually sort of try and lord over other creatures, although they're not just straight up murderers. They'll probably try to capture you if they fight you, and take you to their leader, sort of thing, and then respect a reward, and then maybe
would I know their common language?
They have their own language, Bullywug. They speak their own unique language, and they're speaking it now.
Are we avoiding them?
Do I still have tongues after?
How long is that? 1 hour?
It's an hour, yeah.
It's still going a little bit, and you just sort of hear them. Did you hear that noise? Just splashing. Keep working. Oh, getting many kelps for Kuketh. Yes, many kelps for Kuketh. Must pick. What? And there's literally just an actual giant toad croaking about as well. What?
Are we happy? Or going away?
Well, I think it's a better idea that we let be for now. We need to a little more information before we just randomly start killing.
Okay.
Alright, you head off to the east, and there's some more indistinct chatter. You can hear a bit of bullywug chatter, toads croaking away, and You can make another stealth check, Dagger.
Damn, Knox.
There's a couple of torches like illuminating their workmanship.
Well, group consensus. Do we? From what I remember, they are not very kind creatures, so I would not shed tears over, taking some out. But I don't see the point of doing it. Just, wishy-washy.
They hardly seem worth the fight, really.
Honestly, I'm of the mind if something is not attacking me, then I'm probably not going to attack it.
And that is fair.
Unless it was a really good fight.
It's going to allow us to just go past.
I could possibly talk to them. I still have my spell going, so they'll be able to understand me. I'm not sure how hospitable they would be, though, if they are as evil as Nox says.
I trust you guys. I think you know how I feel about talking to things, so...
We would have
Look,
tried.
We'll always try talking first.
We could sneak past.
Unless it's clearly just a monster.
Bro, I clickety clank everywhere. I don't think I'll do much sneaking.
Did you guys maybe, when you were sneaking about, see any evidence of slavery or... Oh, did you tell us about the slavery? I can't remember.
Well, I just said they're not nice creatures. Like, they're just typically not nice.
Well, goblins are typically not nice either, but we went to a goblin wedding.
Yeah, we did we not? We could also try a simple diversion, no? Do we need to go north? Do we want to explore towards the south a bit first?
Do you mean me? The simple diversion?
No.
Oh, brew. Suppose we can go south. Just to see what's around.
Alright, you double back through the swampy area, and you're surprised at the enormity of this cavern. It is serious business. The ceiling, it just disappears into darkness at certain times, even for those that have dark vision. And you come upon an ancient temple.
That leads back up to them, right?
It does.
Presumably.
There is muddy water everywhere, and everyone's pretty much swimming at this stage. So go slowly. It's about 2 feet, even deeper at some stages. There is a massive temple in the middle of this swamp, and you just see it's stony walls about 20 or 30 feet high, sort of just, and there is carvings, all these sort of serpentine carvings all over the walls.
Can I get like a feel for the architecture? Maybe they built it?
Yeah, you could make a history check. You also notice the entry of the temple has some torchlight glowing around as you move up, and you feel like there are some creatures here too, near the entrance.
I'm gonna hang back then.
Alright, Roland, it very much looks like Yuan Ti architecture. Yuan Ti temple.
I'll whisper that to the rest of the group.
Alright, Dagger, make a stealth check. There is about a 10 or so bullywug and some giant frogs milling about in front of the temple. And you sneak up very, very silently. You're just like a little periscope moving through the swamp. And there is 8 bullywugs and 3 giant frogs. They seem to be sort of standing guard in the water out the front of the temple. They haven't noticed you, and they all tote spears, They have some animal hides wrapped around their bodies, and they have wooden shields lashed together with vines. And yeah, they're just standing around out the front of the temple. There's also a statue as well. It's it's sort of in the center of the entryway. It is a winged serpent, a fanged mouth open like in a hiss.
Oh, I whispered not this way. This way. 20. These frog people are everywhere.
We're going to have to deal with it eventually.
I was about to say, it could be kind of fun to just have a good old fashioned rum, like as they say, what's it? Sacking. Yes, we can sack it like a city.
Oh no.
Money.
That's fine. That's enough. Only 3 people need to succeed for a group check. You make it past them, slipping around the corner of this column of rock without having to confront the bullywug. And yeah, just an immense cavern opens up to the south. Just a soaring ceiling and slick walls. Humidity sort of intensifies, and little dragonflies, insects buzz about. Frogs hop in and out on top of lily pads. Reeds jut up from the mire. The smell of swamp is everywhere.
So I gotta wonder, do they not notice the light that Brew is hauling around?
If you're stealthing, I would presume that you are snuffing it to stealth.
Have it. Oh, well. Yeah.
Totally.
We can always prestidigitize it back on when we're around the corner.
Yeah, it's all part of the stealth check. Keeping your voice down, moving slowly, staying low, hiding in the shadows, trying to conceal your stench.
Sludging slowly through the muck.
Swamp is beating through stench.
Alright, there's another little temple up ahead here, Dagger, and it looks like a ruin. The cave is 30 feet high, and the interior walls, from what you can see, are also carved with snakes, and there is a black statue in the center of this little temple area. It's of a masked, hooded male humanoid dressed in leather armor. He's clutching a dripping dagger in each hand. There are harmless centipedes crawling all over the statue, and suddenly a spectral woman wearing a soiled black gown and a featureless white mask comes into view like a glowing lantern for your eyes.
Oh. Very interesting mask.
Do not be alarmed, adventurers. I can be both friend or foe. I hope not the latter. You come before a fallen temple of mask. Here is a forgotten history. Here I am cursed. The Sethian scourge have cursed me. My soul aches and yearns to be released of my curse. I am Yostel.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Yostel. Are we hearing this in our head, or is it this like out
It's
loud?
a ghostly image speaking to you in common.
I hope that we can be friends as well.
You are in danger.
Well,
There are creatures here that would soon take you as their slaves.
The blue one?
The Black Tongues, no. Although they are a common enemy, the ones you should be weary of are the Sethian Scourges. Yes. They are near and they are dangerous.
Does the Scourgers ring a bell for any of us?
No, no one's heard that name. It's not in any history books.
Gorgeous. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that name.
They are a trio of spirit naga. Foul serpentine creatures that are the very bane of my existence and an abomination of nature. There are 3. Then there are 2. Immortal they are, but not until undeath. Adventurers, do you seek divine justice?
I mean, I'm not one for typically picking a side when it comes to deities, but Brew over here will go anywhere that his god doesn't do.
Yes.
Tempest.
Yes. Yes. Adventurous. I can guide you to the Nuggies. They must be destroyed. And if you can do this for me, I will garnish you with information. I know this level well. I can give you directions. I can tell you how to get down to the lower levels. And I will let you see what's inside my sack.
Beg pardon.
Do we know?
I don't want to see what's inside Nox's
My sack. I have treasures that have no use to me in my corporeal form. Incorporeal form. But it's a corporeal sack. My sack.
Right.
Please stop
So,
calling it that.
does this seem reasonable to you?
I suppose it could.
No, Roland, I'm all for that. They want to give us information, but I do say we need a show of faith. I mean, we are taking on faith that you are not just leading us into certain death. Yeah.
What would I have to gain from that? I am merely a fallen priest, bound by my misfortune, and cursed by evil smuggers who wish to enslave all creatures on this level, including yourselves, so they may lord over vast lands.
I might have missed this answer when my Discord kicked out, but fallen priest of who?
Mask.
Do we know anything about Mask?
Religion check.
As a player, know who Mask is, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I know who Mask is. Dagger has no fucking clue.
Alright, Brew is getting these tidbits of random information. Even Pavel's a little bit stumped. But it's a goddess of thievery and assassination.
Oh. Well. Be right up Dagger's alley.
It's a roguish deity. Likes to hide behind a mask.
And so, how long have you been down here, Yosto?
A lifetime at least. Yes. Too long. You must put my soul to rest. I cannot leave this temple. I am bound. You must ensure the Scythian scourges are brought to justice.
I did have a question.
Yes.
What about the larger temple structure? Do you not want us to free that as well? From the pollywogs?
The temples have no meaning to me now.
Could we expect any more of your kind? Not spirits per se, but yuan tea. Would there be any of them alive?
No, thank you. More of a coffee person. Yeah, Roland, with your 13, you know, like, Nuggets and Yuan T have some sort of, like, history. They don't like each other. But they're both snake races, and that's sort of what you can recall at the moment.
Alright. Well, that tracks, Scamp. Thank you.
This way. This is where the Nuggets lair. Many slaves they have. Ensure that you do not fall to them. When the deed is done, come back, and I'll show you my sack.
Please don't.
Please stop saying that.
Yeah. There is a green statue and a black statue in this temple. So, as I mentioned earlier, the black statue is... there's actually some water dripping down onto the dagger's blade of this statue. And know that you're their dagger. They're like got the hand crossbows pointed at Nox.
I rolled a 27 stealth. How would they see me?
Oh yeah. Then it's Brood that they're going to attack. Because he's got the light source out then. Alright, so yeah, you guys can be heading up there. So yeah, they've got a bit of cover from behind these rocks and just two male drow. Their stark white hair is recognizable anywhere. And yeah, they just employ hand crossbows. Sorry, light crossbows, and they're ready to attack. Dagger, you're up.
Can I get over the barricade?
Yeah, it's 4 feet high. It's difficult terrain. Everything is half movement speed here in the water.
I have the manta ray cloak.
Okay, well, then you don't have to worry about that. You'll be able to remain hidden as well because you're invisible. I see like a dry ledge beyond.
I have my bonus action. I'm gonna come up here.
Alright.
Stab!
The drow still just like eagerly looking forward with a hand crossbow pointed at Brood. Doesn't even realize you've come up behind him. And he just like moves at the last second and your rapier just sort of hits his armor and misses. And then he turns around shocked as you become visible. His eyes are sort of a little bit weird though. They're all sort of glazed over.
Are you drugged?
He just sort of looks at you and does not
Mind
respond.
control.
Does not respond. Alright, the drow warrior quickly draws a short sword and he attacks you, Dagger. And oops, I have it on Whisper from their stealth rolls. 26 to hit, and you'll hit for 8 piercing and 13 poison. 21 points of damage.
Okay, I'm going to do the cunning action to Uncanny dodge.
Alright, you reduce it down to 10. And he comes in at you again. And he hits you again for another 16 points of damage. You feel the sharp lick of the poison hurting his blade. And he just stays here and fights you in melee. Sort of moves around to the side a little bit. Pavel, you're surprised. You don't realize that they're there yet. Brew, you hear them. You hear that rock get knocked off of this barricade.
Right. I will try. And dash from there.
Alright, you run forward, just knocking through these piles of rocks and run up onto dry land.
Oh, hello, boys.
This drow, he just
I'm a princess.
puts his hand crossbow down, draws his short sword and moves towards you. And there's just this lifeless look in their eyes. They don't even talk. He tries to attack you and his short sword hits your shield. He attacks again and he hits you for 20 points of damage. Just sort of stabby. Scam.
I am going to use my nifty hidden paths feature to teleport up to the side Nox. And then I am going to cast a thing at this drow that is attacking Rue. I'm going to go for Produce Flame.
And that hits him. Despite the wall and his good defense, you still manage to catch him with the Produce Flame. And it just sort of slams into his side and he doesn't really even budge. Just like a mindless serve and he just keeps on doing what he was doing. Stabbing Rue. Roland, how perceptive are you? You're up.
Just making sure everybody was in range there. I will bonus action. I'll bonus action power chord.
Booyah.
For everybody.
Nox, you won't be able to move with this because you're surprised. So you don't have your reaction. But you'll still get the 10 hit points.
Well, I didn't need them, but
I was trying to get my boy Pavel just a little bit closer there.
You just look around, wonder why Roland suddenly just like, why everyone's just suddenly like sprung forth into combat. You're like, huh? Did I miss something?
Let's see.
Are you moving, Dagger?
Well,
She doesn't
Dagger
have a
has
reaction.
Oh, sorry.
I don't have a reaction, and no, I wouldn't have moved.
Right, they are drow after all.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to, since this is all difficult terrain, I'm just gonna use my action to dash. Because a lot of my spells I need to be a little closer.
Charge in. Occasionally, you'll be able to maybe put one foot on the mud, but then you're just mostly swimming through the swamp area.
I'm holding my guitar up over my head.
My cloak helped me with that.
That's my turn.
Alright, Nox, you just now realize that there are like 2 drow stabbing everyone. Dagger.
Okay, I will try to stab that one again.
He intercepts your incoming attack with a rapier, sort of just slants his short sword off to the side and parries you, blocking your attack with his reaction. He's quite a good swordsman.
Little bastard.
Alright, you use that opportunity to break away from the melee.
And that's it.
He chases you, Dagger, and he provokes an opportunity attack from Brew. He runs after you and interposes himself, appearing in front of you. You hit him, Brew. Actually, he'll use your reaction again, and he'll parry that off too. Parry off your shield, sort of scraping his sword across it. And he'll run in front of you, Dagger, and then he's gonna be.
I use my unsettling message in case he hits me.
Okay.
I mean,
You sort of just show him this horrible looking face. Ah! And he misses. And then he comes in again. And he hits you for 19 points of damage. Pavel.
Ho ho ho. Sure that I would have already been at this moment. Can I stand here?
It's difficult terrain, so yeah, you can stand there.
Cool. I'm gonna attack this guy right over here. Before that, I'll use my interactive object, take out my pistol, and yeah. Good old sword and board. Or not sword and board, swording.
And the drow will face you, and you hear the sound of steel on Tiralai. He parries you off using his reaction.
Haha! Again.
And he just goes into a fierce melee, blocking your second attack.
This is where gun comes in.
And even when you fire, it sort of hits his buckler.
Almost a natural.
Brew.
I'll swing recklessly at this guy right here with a.
Alright, you start a whacking, and that hits. You just drive the pick straight through his arm into his torso, and he's still maintaining his composure. Sort of, although absent-minded, he fights with vigor.
And then I will actually just sort of run down.
Try to jump to the side, but he's too slow, and you just knock him straight to the ground.
And then just give Dagger a really big grin. Drow.
This drow is going to provoke from you, Pavel, and he's going to run after Brew.
Aha.
You swing, but he tumbles out of the way of that attack, and he attacks Brew. He misses with his first attack, and he misses with his second attack, and Scamp.
I'm gonna go ahead and frostbolt at the drow to the north of Brew. Or not frostbolt, frostbite.
Okay.
Frostbolt? A new spell?
I just learned it.
Create a new spell. Alright, as the drow's fighting, ice starts to build up and just sort of starts to slow his movements. And yeah, disadvantage on his next attack. Rolling.
Slogging up to the beach here. And I'm going to use my action to. Damn. Okay, I don't do what I was about to do. Compulsion. I'm going to viciously mock the one that's laying down.
And he seems to resist.
Alright. That's all I got.
Alright, Nox.
what do we even do at this point? I will swim my 15 feet, so 5, 10, 15, right up next to Scamp. And kind of bobbing out of the water, I'll just huck a firebolt at the one north of Brew.
Alright, you have advantage because you're still hidden. And it's a direct hit.
Nice.
A firebolt, it just
Meets a 6.
just glances him, scorches his arm. He's starting to look a little bit weary. Dagger.
Okay, I'm going to try to stab again.
And that hits. There's no denying that. You just stab him straight in the side with the rapier, and he just winces in pain. He's looking hurt.
And I am going to disengage.
Alright, this drow flips to his feet, and as he does, he skirts around here, just pacing sideways, and then he quickly lunges at you, Brew, with his short sword, and he hits you for 20 points of damage. And he whips back and he lunges again, and he hits you for another 22 points of damage. To expertly placed attacks. These drow, they've got some serious melee training. You can tell. Powerful.
I'm gonna attack this one right here.
That hits. Alright, you run up, he whips around, you sort of undercut his attack and you slash him a little bit across the torso.
Again.
And then you go into a sword fight. He blocks your 12, powering you away.
Boom.
And
come
he uses his buckler to hit your flintlock pistol, and you just hit the nearby wall. Brr.
Right. Okay. This one immediately north here. I'll attempt to shove.
He tumbles out of your attack, just skirts around, and you miss.
Alright. Then I'll just attempt to grapple.
As he's acrobating around, you just grab him, and you've got him by the arm.
Hold still, you.
He's trying to pull away, and the ice is still sort of emanating around him, and he just keeps on stabbing at you over and over again, Brew. First attack's at disadvantage, and it misses, and then again, and that misses as well, as you just throw him from side to side, keeping him out of your reach. Oh, yeah. Scam.
I love another frostbite at the one north of Brew.
At this time, he just resists. And even though the ice is trailing around him, it's not affecting him.
I don't know which space I need to be in, probably this one. I want to duck behind the barrier.
Okay. You've got good cover from there. 3/4 cover. Rolling.
And standing on top of the rock piles, I'll like 1 foot like up, like in a Captain Morgan pose, and I'm gonna cast Bane on these two guys.
Alright, let out a wicked note. And charisma saves for both drow.
Aha! Not very charismatic, are you boys?
As they fail, this sort of black ribbon of energy starts to run around their heads, annoying them, and whoops, wrong icon. Give them D4 reduction from attack rolls and saving throws.
Which is good because their attacks hit pretty hard. Yep, that's my turn.
Nox.
I will stand on top of this rock and firebolt the one south of Brew.
It is a miss.
Swing and a miss. I will get down off said rock.
Dagger.
Okay. I am going to be using disengage because I'm come over here. Stabby stab.
That's a hit. Alright, you hit him hard and he's close to death. He's just choking, blood's coming out of his mouth. Seriously injured.
That's it.
Alright, he runs. Provoking from Brew. He runs off.
Uh-oh.
That's a hit. Alright, you slice into his studded leather armor. And again, he's still trying to contend with Brew and trying to fight you off at the same time. You catch him again, and he's almost dead.
And I'm gonna run off.
Alright, the Drow's going to return an attack. And he misses you. You come around the corner, and the other Drow's still just within sight, Pavel. You can see him running off to the northeast.
He's just right out my goddamn range. Well, might as well still try. Still shoot him. That's a bonus action.
And the 18 is a hit.
Nice.
Even with disadvantage, you line him up in your iron sights and Drow body hits the ground. Brr.
Yeah, I'll just try to smack this guy about headwise with last word a couple.
That is a miss. And that is a hit. Alright, still going. You whack him in the face with a shield and he just grits his teeth. And he's going to try and pull away a little bit, realizing it's hopeless. He's just forced to try and attack his way out of the situation. First attack is at advantage. And then second attack. And it's a miss. 18. And then he just keeps on fighting. He doesn't give up. Scamp. You can stand up with half your movement.
Pop up. Then I'm going to throw a produce flame at him. Do I need to move on top of the rock wall to not have...
No, it's only 4 feet high, so you can attack over the top of it easily.
That didn't help.
But yeah, as you're popping up, you just like preempt the produce flame, and you just produce flame the pile of rocks in front of you, and they just all tumble over, and then like you just cause action like a domino effect, and it knocks down like every single other portion of the entire rock wall.
Whoops.
And then this whole this whole shelf of rock over here just collapses into the swamp.
You just see Skimp kind of like wincing a little bit, kind of like looking around as if she expected nobody to hear that.
There's just a big section of the wall missing. Roland.
No. That chain reaction was quite impressive, actually. But I'll turn back to what's going on here, and I will viciously mock this drow.
And 17. He just managed to resist. Not
Yeah.
going down easy.
It's because they're charmed. Whatever. Brew's got a hold of them though, so I'm not worried about getting in a little closer here. That's it.
Nox.
All right, I'm going to take it. Like I'm start sprinting towards him, and as I do, my hand is going to start with the Chidori, and as I get closer to him, I'm going to lunge out and just like literally grasp his face, like around his like mouth and Chidori's face.
All right, you do an E Honda from Street Fighter, and just, whoa! You land on him, and you blow him out of Brew's hands, and he just goes flying against the firewall. Hits the great undead. You win.
Fatality, double flawless.
All right, that's it for tonight. Both drow are dead, and we'll pick it up right here next week.
And I tell you what, I think we might hit level 11 next week.
I know.
Close.
Almost close to 85.
Basically 1,000 away.
Yeah. Seb, I did want to ask.